In a world full of film and TV news,
This just in.
Breaking news for you now.
Gotta interrupt you here. We have some breaking news.
To another story that is breaking overnight.
3 men have joined forces to bring you
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Cut with me, Connor. With me is Brad and Craig.
You looked at
You're both
opposite
redheaded.
person as the name come out. That is brilliant. But hey,
You're both redheads. So. First one up top,
redhead. How nice.
Ginger. First one up top. Apologies, we're late. Hands are up. We've had a bank holiday. It's been sunny and pubs are open.
it's been
So,
This may be a trend for the next 3 months or so.
enough said.
but episode today is quite a packed episode. We've got all the news. We all went to see A Quiet Place 2 in the cinemas, which was great to be back. We'll discuss that. Also got a lot of Marvel news. We've got a lot of general news, trailers to discuss. Tomorrow War, Jungle Cruise, Gunpowder Milkshake, which we'll get on to, and a lot more. But first of all, we're going to go over to Brad because we're carrying on the 2 Lies, 1 Truth.
The tradition continues. It's actually mixing it up again this week just to keep it entertaining. This week's slightly different. It's higher or lower box office franchises.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Right?
So, is it 5-3? You had 2-0 lead.
It's currently
didn't you?
5-3.
Okay, cool. Yep.
I won't keep score. I'm just going to come back on it later and we'll make sure we got it for next time.
I'll keep score.
But basically, this was, just like as a caveat, this was from the CNBC report. I believe it was January 2021. Just stating that for facts.
Yep.
There's 13. I've ignored Marvel and Star Wars for obvious reasons.
Okay.
And then I've got, I believe it's about 11 here. But I'm going to start off with 1. And the first thing is, I want a closest guess on, because I need to give you a benchmark so we can start with the higher or lower.
Are these worldwide?
Oh, these are
Figures.
worldwide
Right, okay.
box office rankings as of that report from CNBC.
Okay.
First of all, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, I want you to give me a figure and the closest gets a point.
So this includes all the 8 films
All
and...
franchises.
Okay.
Everything to do with wizards.
Go, Craig. You go first.
That's not fair. He wants me to
So you gauge it from him.
I'm going to say about 11.5 billion.
11.5 locked in, Connor.
Okay. I was going to go a little bit less than that. I'm going to go 8 billion.
Connor's done it again.
Yes!
What? It's 9.18 billion. It's racked in.
Shit franchise. Made no money.
Waste of time. It was third behind Star Wars and then
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
behind
Okay.
Marvel. So this
Does that count as a point then?
That's
Or
a
is
point. So
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
a point. Sorry.
So it's very
So
fair.
now
Okay,
I'm going to name
okay,
another
okay.
franchise, and it's just clear. You just tell me higher or lower.
You just said
from
that's
now
the third one.
Okay.
what?
You said that's number 3.
Yeah, but this was always going to be
Right, okay, yeah,
it was-
okay.
Everyone, if you was to name this list, you know Harry Potter would be top of it.
Okay, right,
Yeah,
okay.
so this was just a starting point. So nice, easy one then for you.
Lower.
Higher or lower? Jurassic Park.
Lower.
Lower.
Yeah, yeah.
4.99 billion. Then higher or lower? Batman.
Ooh.
So like just the Batman films. So don't include Ben Affleck, for example.
I'm going lower.
I would say low as well, actually, yeah.
Lower, both lower.
Lower.
Point each. Well played. Just by 900,000.
Ooh. It's closer than I thought.
So it's 8-5. You're 3 ahead, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
DC Extended Universe.
What was Batman in total?
4.90.
I'm going to go higher.
Lower.
Lower.
Higher.
Connor's done
No!
it again! 5.6. Remember, Aquaman made like 1.4.
Yeah, no, I did forget
Yeah.
that. I thought the rest made nothing. 9.5, fair enough.
5.6 billion.
No,
that is.
9.4, yeah. 5%.
Next one. James Bond.
Higher.
Yeah, it has to be higher.
6.89 billion. Both correct.
Yeah.
10.5.
Spider-Man.
Lower.
Higher. Definitely higher. No, wait, so what was James Bond?
Woo.
So what was
James Bond. Rattled nerves, Craig. James Bond was 5.6 billion franchise box office earnings. No, sorry. That was DC Extended Universe. James Bond has racked up 6.89 billion.
Lower.
Oh, lower.
Just 6.35.
Oh, it's close.
All right, 11.6.
Okay.
11.6.
This is what I call the danger zone. Here we go. Right. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Lower.
Lower. Yeah, lower.
Both correct.
Yep.
12.6.
X-Men.
No, so 12.7.
What was
I'm forgetting the original number. now.
4.52 billion was Pirates of the Caribbean.
X-Men? I'm going to go higher. Tension.
I feel it. I feel
Psycho-
uncomfortable.
No, I think lower.
You're going lower, and Connors, you're going higher.
I'm going to have done it again, isn't he?
He's done it again.
God's sake.
6.03 billion. It's racked up.
13.7 now. It's six ahead.
I don't miss.
Next
Oh,
is
look.
Middle Earth, which is Lord of for other people. Lord of the Rings, Hobbit.
Higher.
No, the original 3 didn't make that amount of money. I don't think lower.
Pulls
He's done
himself
it.
back in.
Fair play.
Well played, Craig. That was 5.86 billion, so just under 6.
I think the Hobbit's made actually quite a bit more because of the time.
Yeah.
Whatever. 13.8. Yeah.
So remember that figure was 5.86 billion.
Yep.
Now, Fast and Furious franchise.
Higher.
Higher. Yeah, it is higher.
Just.
Is it only just?
100,000, 5.9 billion.
The last couple made over $1 billion.
Yeah,
so
only
the
the
rest of
last
them must
couple,
have
though.
made nothing.
Yeah, but family though. So.
And then, so what's the score?
14 and 49. Yeah, 5.7.
49. And lastly, Transformers.
What was fast?
5.9 billion.
Lower. Tension again.
How many Transformers is there? There's 5 in there.
God, I'll tell you that.
The last 2 made over $1 billion.
We need to push him.
So
We need
I'm
to push him.
lower. It's lower.
Lower. It was lower at 4.86.
15-10 then. All right. He's increased his lead of 2 to 5.
The chances are
Disgusting.
Wow.
Storming.
No.
Right, okay.
Right,
so
do you know what? I would have preferred to guess in one instead of higher or lower. Just went for guesses. But anyway, go on.
right, so
Lovely.
obviously the brains are ticking.
God damn it.
Everyone's moving now. 15-10. We'll see you next week for that one.
Yep.
Right, so now let's just talk about some stuff that's happened in the week in film and TV.
Can I just say beforehand? Of
course you can.
Socials, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, @Weekly Cut. Go check them out.
Everywhere.
Have a look.
Right, let's start off with the sort of obvious, which was sort of spoken about last week. MGM being bought by Amazon by $8.45 billion.
That's insane.
Lot of dough.
Discuss.
Well, to be fair, we did discuss last week and said the rumour was about $9 billion. Seemed like there was no way it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So take $500 million or $500 million off. A lot of money, don't get me wrong.
yeah.
But yeah, Jesus.
Well, we said it last week, didn't we? That I can't remember who it was, but basically it was valued like professionally, MGM, and it come out at $6 billion at like max.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it's 2.45. There's obviously something's going on here. Whether Jeff just went, don't worry about it. Oh, Jeff Bezos.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
to be
Legal.
fair, from that game we just played, the Bond franchise is worth, what did you say, near on $6 billion?
yeah, but 6 point something.
Obviously,
wasn't
that's
it?
60 years worth of film. So the most recent ones ain't. But if Bond follows its current fashion, most of them, I mean, I believe the last 3 Daniel Craig or 2 Daniel Craig have made over $1 billion themselves. So ain't going to take much to keep pumping them out a bit. Ain't going to take much for that, just for that alone to make some money.
They've got to be banking on Bond and Creed, really, aren't they?
Well,
What else
Creed
have
is
they got?
quite popular now.
Yeah.
We've got news on that today.
Well, because what I've been watching, which I was going to save till later, obviously I told you I was watching Vikings. I didn't know that's MGM.
didn't know that.
Yeah, when it comes, I saw the title sequence, it comes out MGM. But so that's
Brilliant.
There's probably loads that we don't know
Yeah.
that are involved. To be fair,
That's a bit of a anyone can do that though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, no, it's true,
'cause
yeah.
it's history in it.
but they're doing more of that Viking show, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got a film coming and a spin-off series. Yeah,
and that's
sequel
now
series.
going to be Amazon. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, of
So-
course. Yeah. Fair play. All right.
A lot of money,
But
though.
yeah, no, you are going to get a James Bond universe pushed here because otherwise,
They won't. We had this conversation last. That will not happen.
I think it will. I really do.
They're too proud.
But you wouldn't buy it. There must be something we don't know.
Has to be.
You wouldn't spend 8.45 billion if it's known logic that the Broccoli's will not, who own, if you missed our episode last week, the Broccoli's who own the rights to James Bond, you wouldn't buy that. I know
Yeah.
they've got a shitload of cash,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't buy that with the prized asset you can't do nothing with.
That's the thing. If someone said you could buy this house, but you can't live in it. So there was no point in, is there? There's got to be
Yeah, I
something.
mean, exaggerated, but I like it. That is exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
The
about.
only thing I'm interested in, right, is
Interesting, Craig.
in Vegas. I don't know if you ain't been, but in Vegas they have the famous MGM hotel, which is owned by these as well, a hotel and casino, because it's got the big gold lion outside.
Yeah.
Is that all part of this as well? Because
Dunno.
if Amazon have bought it and they own now a hotel and casino in Vegas,
I think it's
It's a big amount of money.
I think it's MGM Studios.
so MGM have just left with their hotel and casino. I mean, it'll make enough money.
Yeah, I think it's just that, and they've consumed all the debt. And
Oh,
stuff.
Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit is MGM.
What? What's
it really?
going on?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, hang on, but Amazon
They're already doing a TV show,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just looking through stuff now.
Sounds like they have a deal already, but they've just
Yeah,
said,
hang on, that was
we'll
weird.
just-
I didn't
we'll
know
just
that.
have it.
Rocky, all the Rocky stuff is
Yeah,
Creed, yeah. But obviously, you got to remember they're going to get the whole historic catalogue as well. Because stuff like Rocky, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, all the James Bond films,
Yeah.
they're not on streaming services. So
It just bulks up Amazon's catalogue,
Yeah.
as you say, a little bit more. So, yeah. Fair
Pink
play.
Panther,
Get it.
Go
Legally
about that.
Blonde, I think, is in there.
say Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
That's there. Yeah, well, Stargate. That's people like that.
Hey, God, yeah. No, why do I think you're...
I don't know.
I think you've mentioned Stargate News before about a spin-off or
Maybe,
something. You have.
Poltergeist. It's famous. If they can make a new one.
Wizard of Oz.
Is that there? Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Tom and Jerry.
Child's Play with old Chucky.
Oh, is that there?
That's part of it.
All right, okay.
thought you
Oh, the rock film Hercules
Really?
is MGM as well. Yeah.
Again, I don't...
A Star is Born.
Good film, by the way. I cried my eyes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
I still haven't seen it yet. Adam's Family.
They're making a series of that as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they
Lost
are.
the
They
Adams,
are, yeah.
Well, there you go then.
Okay. Well, fair play, Amazon. I mean,
I still don't see where the almost 9 billion comes from.
no
but
idea.
Fair enough.
Drop in the ocean for Jeff, innit?
It is.
Right, moving on swiftly. We spoke about last week, but about the Joker sequel. I was about to say Sir Todd Phillips, but no idea why. I call Sir Thomas Holland that as well. So
should be.
Todd Phillips has
Well, happy
struck...
birthday to him this week.
Yeah, true. Happy birthday, 25. Todd Phillips has struck a deal to co-write Joker sequel. It's been reported, but from what I've read today, it's done.
Thank you very much.
So it looks like the next bit of business is grabbing Joaquin Phoenix back.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's not going to happen without him. But I assume it's
DC. It could.
yeah, you never know.
Someone else.
But that's brilliant. So it'd be good to have that back. And it doesn't say anything other than co-write at the minute, but I would assume he's going to direct.
yeah, I would
Weird if
have
he
thought
didn't
so.
want it.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
But anyway, we'll report more on that when it comes. But it's clearly moving forward as we reported last week.
Yeah.
And then not much on my page at the minute until we get onto the bigger stuff later. The next thing is the merger between Warner Bros. and Discovery. So quick, won't go on it too long. We've reported it's all on our socials again at Weekly Cut, all the info. But Warner Brothers, who are owned by AT&T, they're focusing on 5G in America, and they don't want anything to do with Warner Media anymore. So they've sold it for, I believe, around about $45 billion to Discovery, who is going to be now this new merged company. We was told a name was going to be revealed this week, which it has, and I'll get on in a second. But I believe it's David Zaslav, who is the CEO of Discovery, is running this new merged company, which has all the IPs, DC, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, everything is run through these now. And the name is... Drum roll out. Actually, we've got a soundboard. I don't know why I just done that. It's Warner Bros. Discovery.
It took a while, didn't it?
Yeah.
Come up with it.
An intern come up with that, I think.
The only thing I will say, this is not a defence because that is stupid. And also, by the way, there is a logo, and people are saying, and I completely agree, it looks like word art.
Do you remember Looney Tunes? Like
Yeah, yeah.
the font of Looney, it looked like
Yeah.
that.
I don't understand where.
Why, wouldn't you call it something like? I know I said it last time because I was thinking more about HBO Max, like Max Discovery or something like that. But even Discover Warner.
That's
You know what I mean?
better. The only thing I was going to say about I prefer Max Discovery. That's a better name.
it's not just
The
HBO
only thing
Max,
is
yeah.
you've got to keep Warner Bros in there because that's the power. So do you know if people who didn't know like us know a lot about TV and film, they heard something that didn't have Warner Bros in it. That's renowned. Other than Disney, that's probably the next big. Do you know what I mean? So they've got to have Warner Brothers. I get that they've got to have Warner Brothers in the name, and then Discovery's like, well, hang on, you can't have your name in there, not ours.
Yeah.
So therefore, let's call it just Warner Bros.
So is this a merger or just Discovery own it?
It is a merger, but
Right.
it's going to be completely and utterly run by this David Zaslav, who is the
Discovery.
current CEO of
Okay.
Discovery. So it's a merger, but it's more than that. It's going to be completely taken from them
Yeah.
and run by Discovery.
Such a lazy name, isn't it?
It is lazy.
I think
It is lazy.
I think you'll find it will come up with something different.
Has to. It's not punchy enough.
At least the logo will change. I know
Well,
that.
it has to.
Fact.
But it's not completed to the end of 2022, is it?
No, it's not. Oh, sorry, another thing. It's not going to be completed till next year, which is understandable because of the size of this merger. So it will be completed in 2022. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Cool. That's it on that. And again, obviously, I reckon over the next 6 months, maybe to 12 months, I reckon a lot of stuff will come out of what they're planning to do. There's already rumours about, sorry to say it, there's already rumours about Zack Snyder being approached, and all that's always going to be
Well,
rumoured.
this hierarchy could change
Yeah.
now. He could come back.
And to be fair, I saw it was Forbes, actually. I won't go into it, but Forbes done a report on why the new owners, Discovery, should do Zack Snyder's visions for it. And they've done a breakdown of what you could do with a 6-parter mini-series and stuff like that, and it just makes total sense because obviously films do a complete financial background and everything. It sounds nailed on, so you would think they probably are going, should we just speak to Zach?
Yeah, pick up the phone.
So, and obviously Zach's now with Netflix and he's growing in terms of popularity again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that is on the door. Obviously rumours that Christopher Nolan's going to come back in on the fold because he left, didn't he?
Yeah.
When it went to same day streaming and all that. But anyway, so
As we're on that, though, might as well mention the stuff that Warner Brothers did pass on from Zack
yeah,
Snyder.
good, yeah, do it. Yeah.
So, come and say, I think it was during an interview or whatever, and we obviously know about Justice League 2 and 3, and so that was passed on.
Yeah.
There was also the Sucker Punch director's cut. The hugely successful Army of the Dead 1 and 2 original was before it's gone to Netflix, was passed on there, and one I didn't. obviously, we mentioned 300. Part 3 of whatever that story was going to be, passed on script in place as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he wrote it in the pandemic,
Yeah, and then the one that I didn't know about was the Atom movie. You know more. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah,
I don't think Connor knows that.
No idea. No.
He was in, the Asian guy in Snyder Cut, Henry Choi, I think his name is. He's Atom. Not really more to say that. It's Ant-Man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So those sort of powers, but quite a famous character and a lot of fans, etc. And obviously he was brought in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Not really a big part. He was just a scientist, wasn't he? But yeah, I don't know why you would pass on that. It's a good story.
Yeah.
And it's diverse.
I guess that all meant whether the actual restore of Snyderverse would have worked.
Yeah.
If that actually did happen, then I guess maybe they go down that route with a Martian Manhunter sort of films. I don't know. Anyway.
But how could they pass on Army of the Dead? That makes no sense.
Well, we've got the Army of the Dead figures. So Netflix being a bit cagey with their figures, as we've said quite a few times with different streaming services, but they've come out and said that it's projected that 72 million households have viewed Army of the Dead. There is a few problems with that statement. One, it's projected. So there's not an actual finalised figure. They could say anything.
Yeah.
They could say
It's literally that,
200 million. You don't know.
Yeah.
They can't be proven wrong.
No.
Which is, well, I do think that's a bit of a problem. We said it about Disney. We've said it about HBO Max. They can all throw out these things.
Surely auditors have to come in or something.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be public information.
Yeah, true, yeah.
But anyway, let's just take it like that. But the other problem with it, which works in their favour, is it says 72 million households, which basically equates to 72 million accounts. Watched it. Now, my account is shared between me and my parents. I'm sure your I'm sure your family uses only one or two at least between the lot of you.
I've got about 7 accounts going on my Netflix.
Exactly.
There's 5 on mine.
Yeah. So you just take us for example, times it. I reckon you could time that number by at least 3, and that's probably more realistic. But who knows? But anyway,
But very successful. Yeah. I mean, it was trending for days. It was number 1 all around the world. I think at one point it was number 1 in like 18, 19 countries or something like that. But that is impressive figures. So why are they passing? Well done, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Another one for you.
It's every week we come up with one that another mistake that they seem to make.
Did you see it? Just quickly, that's again perfect time to mention it. The Suck It Warner Brothers.
Yes.
That was so good.
Oh, that was good.
On the Late Show. Oh, it was brilliant. Anyway, it's on the socials again, but yeah. Top
You should, that sound clip.
Suck It
From
Warner.
now on.
Suck it.
Suck it.
Oh, brilliant.
Anyway, go on.
Sorry,
You got something?
he's deep in something. There.
No, I'm just prepping.
Okay.
And I believe that is me. Sorry, so your prep time is cut short, Con.
It is. Well, I was going to say, just moving on, speaking of success, the Friends reunion aired last Friday.
Yeah.
It was trending for about 3 days. So on Thursday.
Unusual.
It was last Thursday it came out.
Yeah.
Thursday.
And it was trending Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on my Twitter anyway.
It was, yeah.
So it was massive. And we all watched it. I'm not as big of a fan as you, so I don't think. But I'm still a big fan.
Inside,
I thought it was really, really nice. It was lovely.
That was exactly how I described it.
Yeah.
It was just lovely to see them all together. And one thing you cannot get away from it when you watch that reunion, you cannot deny how big this show was and still is now. I mean, you could find some channels and it's on somewhere. It's on Netflix still. It's, whatever. Or I think it might be moving over to HBO Max or whatever. But you can always see it somewhere. It's a huge show, and it was just like Colin said, lovely to see them all back together. However, let's have your
echoing that. I thought it was absolute. I thought it was brilliant. I really did. We we'll probably touch on it in a second. The only thing, if I had to be nitpicky, that I think didn't work was the James Corden hosting bit. But yeah, he's not very well received, clearly, from around the world. But I just thought everything was perfect, from the table reads to the flashbacks to the intimate stories like Ross and Rachel and stuff off camera. And I just thought it was brilliant, and it was everything. I did cry about 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, legit.
It was that.
Yeah.
It was just nice seeing them. You know, when they all come in one by one, they come back to the set of the apartments, and because they all had to be rebuilt for this, because they was all torn down and that, and then obviously had the Central Perk and that. The other thing I didn't think was that good. I know I didn't want too much time on it, but like Gunther being on a little web chat, a video chat, and then you had Janice coming in. It was okay, but like they were still quite big. Even like Monica and Ross's parents, they was
Jack and
there
Judy.
for a second. They was in a lot of episodes. And did you see the stat that come out after this? The most trending,
Them two.
it was them. Most trending people from the reunion was Jack and Judy Geller, and then I don't know, I can't remember what the bit was underneath, but I think it was a bit of a, and the whole, going back to James Corden thing, the whole fashion show thing was
Pointless.
crap.
It was crap.
You didn't need that.
Yeah.
But I think I've said it to you and said it to other people, and my mum and dad watched it as well. And everyone I know has said I preferred the bits when it wasn't the talk show. You know, like when they was doing the table reads, they was talking to each other, they was sitting down, going over the sets. That was the bit.
Yeah, I got two gripes because I watched the Fresh Prince one as well. I think you've watched it as well. Yeah. That was just cast chatting amongst themselves, just reminiscing, which I really liked. And Friends had this. We've mentioned James Corden. I'm not going to go into too much, but I have to mention it.
Yeah.
Him jumping around like a big fucking blob of jelly in his red suit, just bouncing around. Oh, I'm with the friends. It was just annoying.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait for them bits to end. And the cutscenes, it annoyed me.
Not wrong.
And the cuts to Gunther and the cuts to Janice and Ross and Monica's parents, they were too short for me.
Yeah.
That was clearly edited. There was a lot more they had to say, and it was just edited
I
too
completely
short.
agree.
Now, a big thing that come out of this, which really upset me, and I was like, oh, what if Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer was so close to being an item?
Yeah.
It's good that they didn't, because I don't think it would have worked if they did get together.
Courtney Cox said it later, didn't he? Say if something would have gone wrong in them 10 years, it would have made things weird.
Yeah.
I think if, generally speaking, I think one of them probably would leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if it ended badly.
Yeah. But Joey wasn't lying when he called bullshit.
Yeah.
That was true.
So it was quite clever, though, because in the trailer, I think I mentioned to you, in the trailer, it was edited together. So they was asking, was Ross and Rachel on a break? Yes. And then Joe said bullshit, but obviously that wasn't the actual context of it. But yeah.
What was the Chris? So James called, so they said,
did you respect the boundaries?
Yeah, and then David Schwimmer said, oh yeah, we always respected the boundaries, blah, blah, blah. And then Joey went bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But when you saw like the behind the scenes stuff of them, like messing around on a sofa when it weren't filming and stuff, and they was getting closer. You could see it. It looked like a couple of teenagers, didn't it?
Yeah,
but,
100%.
But I'll tell you what, that scene with their first kiss, it adds a lot more weight to that, and that is a fantastic scene. That bit.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Friends Reunion, I'd recommend go and watch it. It'll just grow your love.
There's some mind blowing things in there. Again, we said it off air, whatever you want to call it. So what was your? I'll say mine now. But what was your? I think yours probably was the Ross and Rachel off-camera thing.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, you got something else, right?
Yeah.
So mine was the most crazy thing, I think, not as crazy as the others, but it just really stuck out to me, was the Chandler, Matthew Perry, how he got cast. I've written it down just to be sure. So there was a show called 2194, which was LAX Airport, and he was like working there about luggage.
It looks so shit.
It looked awful.
Oh, God.
But then on set one day, and they said, he's in contract, we can't really do anything, but we really want him. And then there was the Warner Brothers exec there that just watched it and said, this isn't going anywhere. Pull him off it and put him in Friends. And it's just little things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they should still have that Warner Brothers exec around now.
Keep him around because he's got good decision making.
Yeah.
But little things I love, little fake moments like that. That's brilliant. So anyway.
Mine was that they wrote David Schwimmer into the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found that incredible to me.
Because what happened? He got upset because he weren't getting no stuff or something.
No,
so
he was
went
on a previous show,
and
he was.
it got ended badly or something.
And they heard his voice in Ross.
Yeah.
They said, this is him.
But then he moved back to like Chicago, was it, or something?
Started doing theatre, wasn't it? Something like that. I think that whole bit was brilliant. Like Matt LeBlanc with like $11 in his pocket. I'd heard that before, to be fair, but that's a fake moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go to audition, $11, perfect. You had Lisa Kudrow, who was in another show, who was basically Ursula from Friends, when it as the waitress.
Yeah.
Basically her, and then she was cast. Jennifer Aniston in another show took her chance and went for it, and then Courtney Cox didn't like it wouldn't have worked. Like I said, Courtney Cox was going to be Rachel, and that wouldn't have worked. But I thought that whole casting process was brilliant.
Oh, fantastic! I really liked hearing from them as well. Bright, Kaufman, and it was really good, really good.
Yeah. Shame I didn't talk about Joey spin-off.
I would, because the only bit for that is, the bit at the end, and they was like, well, we're definitely not doing a film and TV show. That I still call bullshit. And that I reckon some years money comes about, I think that it will be done. But
with this new takeover, you never know.
Well, exactly that, and also the success just of the reunion.
Yeah.
But then again, it's a bit like going back to the conversation we had about Joker, which I still want to see, but could ruin it.
Yeah.
This is the same sort of thing. If they did a film or another series and it was bad, because everyone remembers Joey, the series, even if you didn't watch all of it, everyone knew it was crap.
Yeah.
So
big risk.
Yeah. But the point I was making is that when they said, "Oh, if he was to do a TV show or film, where would your characters be now?" And Matt LeBlanc never said anything about what actually happened after the show or in Joey. But I think that's just best forgotten, isn't it?
100%. But thoroughly recommended.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Moving on, we had some set photos of The Boys. Season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah. A clear jump in time, we can see.
I haven't noticed this. Tell me about it.
Yeah, one of the posts, I'm just trying to find the
Ted
picture.
Cruz.
That's it, Ted Cruz. Yeah, it's Ted Cruz 2024, which I'm assuming he's running for president in 2024.
Right, yeah.
So,
And it ended in 2020 because the funeral scene in The Boys season 2, it states there's 2020 on it.
Yeah.
So it's jumped years. It might go back and forth, but we know there's a big time jump coming anyway.
yeah. It's on the socials, that weekly cut on Twitter, so check it out.
Do you think that's to allow for the kid to grow up a bit?
Possibly.
Maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, 'cause he's going to be 4 years older.
So he'd be sort of teenage, getting into teenage.
Probably about 10. I don't know how old that kid was, to be fair.
Got to be at least 8 or 9. He was
Yeah,
like-
maybe, yeah.
And we've got the poster of Starlight advertising American Hero, the punchline calling all American heroes. So we got that.
Yeah.
Got that coming, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Really excited for this season.
Yeah.
Really excited.
And we spoke about it before, Jensen Ackles.
Brilliant. Soulja Boy.
Ackles?
Ackles.
One of them, innit?
Yeah.
He's playing the hip hop artist Soulja Boy. So. Some casting news. Jonathan Majors is in talks to star in Creed 3 as the villain.
Yeah.
Good year for
Nice.
us. Well
You
done.
missed a T, son.
I changed the
Yeah.
wording for my
did you
post on
say?
Instagram compared to yours.
What did you say?
Because I didn't like the word villain. So I put Adonis' Creed's nemesis.
Fair play. I like that
Fair
word.
play.
Yeah.
But yes, that's a good bit of casting. Moving on. Peaky Blinders, season 6 is wrapped filming. All excited for that.
Yeah, I think because it's the final season, I'm more excited for it because I am waning a little bit after season 5.
Yeah.
It was good. It's an amazing, one of my favourite series, legit of all time.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. Can't wait, a few years ago, but it needs to end now.
Five was a bit of a slog.
Yeah, it was a slog. So if they can now end it with a powerful season, I'll love that and wrap it up nicely.
I'm watching Cillian Murphy in A Quiet Place 2, which we'll get on to.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing them again. Final bit from me before we move on to Marvel. Jurassic World Dominion trailer. Colin Trevorrow said it will be released sooner than expected.
Fair play.
Very vague.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that. That one for me, we've said it before, that film needs to be great.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this won't be a very good trilogy.
Yeah.
Forget the Jurassic Parks, but this world.
This one, obviously I've said I've liked my dinosaurs. But I really like the idea of this one with them out in the world.
Yeah.
Because that little tease at the end of Fallen Kingdom, I thought was actually quite cool, especially with the surfers and that big Mosasaurus. That's the name.
Good name.
Underneath the water. I thought it was very good. The lion roaring against the T-Rex. Fantastic.
Still cannot believe they chose to do that, watching that film.
Well, it's because of that stupid little girl.
yeah, but
Kids in films, I tell you.
I understand.
Well, we'll get to that later as well.
I understand they're animals, but people will now die because of yous.
Yeah.
So maybe you shouldn't have done that.
Did they not see the end of Lost World? There was only one of them tearing about. It does make me laugh that they did that when they just go, when Blue just looks at him and just goes, just tears off into the forest. Like, you should keep him around at the very least.
Bye bye.
Let the friendly ones out. They can go live in a field somewhere. But,
That's me wrapped up.
I think we'll do the other news before I go. I've got a few more bits of other news before we get to Marvel.
Yes.
Cool.
We'll do the Eternals bit. So we have spoke we spoke a while about John Boyega.
Yep.
Saying how disappointed he was within Star Wars and all that jazz. And we've had our opinions on it before. Me more than most, I think. But he was very unhappy, let's say that.
He was unhappy, yeah, declared it.
However,
I do declare.
I do declare.
However, he has come out this week saying he is more than willing to return to the Star Wars universe as long as it's J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy.
Fire her!
That was very loud. That was very loud.
I don't believe in that, sorry, I just have to. As soon as I hear her name,
Yeah.
I have to do the hashtag, sorry.
Well, I thought she was fired. The other way.
true, yeah.
But yeah, as long as J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy are involved, which doesn't really bode that well because J.J. Abrams was in charge of episode 7 and 9, and Kathleen Kennedy's been in charge of all 3. Yeah. He was disappointed about how his character... But J.J. Abrams met with him, there's that story, I think I told you before, we met with him at an English cafe, told him, I want you to do this part. So he knew what was going to happen, and J.J. Abrams started Finn's character and finished it. So why would he then come out and say he's unhappy about it, and then say, no, I'm happy to come back?
Dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah, well, that is it. That is it.
Well, to be fair, and I don't mean this because I actually think he's a good actor. I like John. I do like John Boyega. I just don't like some of the stuff, like some of the stories that he's come out with in terms of like Star Wars and that. But how do I say this without sounding like? But basically, he's obviously not well perceived if he's looking to now do Attack the Block 2, which we said last week.
Yeah. It's a bit of a come down.
He's supposed to be in the prime of his acting career. He was in a massive, one of the biggest franchises of all time as a main character, regardless of what he thought his character should have been. Still a main character.
He blew up the main Star Destroyer in episode 9. Like,
Exactly.
The one that controlled him.
Riding a space horse.
Exactly.
So I just feel like I ain't really. I know he was in that thing, Black Axe or something. He got a nomination or something recently in Academy
I
Awards
can't
or
remember what it's called.
Yeah.
but he ain't really doing much, is what I'm getting at here. And he's supposed to be a young sort of like you look at someone like Oscar Isaac, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like he should be getting things, and there's obviously a reason he's not.
Yeah.
Because going to Attack the Block 2 now, I think is quite strange.
It's a massive come down.
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, massive.
So
That's going to flop as well.
yeah.
That's gonna
The
flop.
first one went great.
Yeah.
I don't think it was particularly made that much money.
No.
I mean, his best bit of acting, one of his best bits of acting is in the View Cinema advert.
It's
very good bit.
Great.
It's
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's very good. It just seems a bit. Is this him? Retracting what he said? Basically, no, I'd love to be back as long as it. Basically, he was saying in that because he only said about J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy. It seems to be he blames Rianne Johnson.
Yeah, it does. That's what I
Because
was
he's the only one he hasn't mentioned. Which,
Yeah.
to be fair, in Last Jedi, he had a lot to do.
Yeah.
He almost sacrificed himself to help him escape in that. So, anyway, he gets my nerves.
Maybe he
basically.
wants a Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
I think he.
I don't want to see that.
No one does. But maybe he's
Yeah.
seeing all these people having their Disney Plus
Yeah.
series, and he's thinking maybe if I just stop, having a go at them, they might go. Hang on, let's give Finn his series. They're
Yeah.
not gonna. But yeah,
would that
Craig's
be?
face then was brilliant.
What would that be? I don't
Saw so much teeth.
But on this Star Wars news at the moment, J.J. Abrams has also come out and said basically for the trilogy, there wasn't really a plan. And for everyone who watched it and the people have their gripes with it and that was the main concern. And basically said it didn't seem like that. There was a plan in place at all. Force Awakens come out. Everyone was like, great. It is really good, to be fair, that one. But it's a rehash of the original. Basically the same story, even just a Death Star that's now a planet. But the twist was, it was Girl Jedi and, whatever. And Darth Vader's grandson and all that.
I just thought the memory now. When they go, the massive Death Star is here, it's huge. But the place to destroy it's out in the snow, the little hexagon bit. What are they doing building these phases?
There's always a weakness. They explained the first one away really well with Rogue One. With old Mads Mikkelsen. But anyway, we won't get into that. But
Brilliant. It's absolutely
But yeah, but then it didn't seem like a plan because where Last Jedi ends off was a completely different story to Force Awakens, really. And then Rise of Skywalker just sort of went, put the Emperor in it.
Yeah.
We need Rey's my grandchild because it was a big thing about who is this Rey the whole time along. Most fans wanted it to be Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter or something, but most fans also wanted it just to be someone new, which they could have just done.
I wanted a new.
But anyway, complaints aside, him coming out saying there wasn't really a plan. I think his exact quote was something like, without this, we didn't know where to go or how to end it or what to do. So it must have been because he was thrown back in, obviously.
Yeah.
Because he was meant to be Colin Trevorrow, was meant to do 9.
Yeah.
But why? This is what I don't understand. Why was that their plan? Maybe it's a thing that is new now, or whatever. But I do not agree with, regardless of the franchise, how big Star Wars is, just any trilogy film that you're planning to do. Why are you changing up directors?
Yeah, I agree.
Just get someone in. Here's your story, and we'll go with your vision.
The brass tacks of it is what I sort of perceive it as. Is J.J. Abrams coming for 7? Everyone loved it. It made over 2 billion, I think it made. It was a big 2.1 billion, something like that. Rian Johnson coming Last Jedi. Everyone said because it starts off with Luke Skywalker chucking his lightsaber over the back, and from that very moment, people were like, "What has he done?
Yeah.
What has he done to?" It was a big complaint. Like, what has he done to this main character? And then that wasn't. It still made a shit ton of money, so it's never not going to make money. But that wasn't well received. And then Colin Trevorrow was up to do number 9, who's now obviously doing Jurassic World. And then he was let go for the old creative differences, the usual Hollywood excuse.
Yeah.
And then they went, well, who made a good one and the fans loved? Get JJ back. That's exactly what. There's obviously more to it, but that's exactly what it seems. And I showed you last week. We talked about it last week or the other week. The actual concept art of what it should have been called. It should have been called Duel of Fates, and the thing. And people have made mock-ups of it, like drawings on YouTube. They made the mock-up episode 9, and the actual idea in it is better. So it's what JJ coming out and saying is what everyone thought it was. What it was anyway.
I just don't. Yeah,
I think we talked about it last week. Bringing the Emperor back really did ruins Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader's whole arc.
Yeah.
Me and Connor didn't know about all that, and when you explained it to us and showed us the mock-ups or the concept, whatever it was, it did sound better.
Much better.
Yeah, it did sound, and the name sounds, but regardless of it linking to that amazing Duel of Fate song or whatever it was called, the name is just better than Rise of Skywalker.
It is.
But why not just say, JJ, fancy doing trilogy, mate?
Yeah, because if you got a Star Wars, you know you're getting a trilogy. You know it's a trilogy.
It was always said since episode 7 came.
So just have your plan, and that's the plan. Don't change it.
And I know Star Trek is not as big on that trilogy wasn't successful, but JJ done that, and he done a good trilogy that was done, got a load of money, and at a time when Star Trek was nothing, and he brought it back.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they wouldn't go, JJ, look, you smashed that first film, mate.
Yeah.
Do you fancy it? Why go, right, Colin 3, Rian 2?
In between this whole new era, they had a nightmare because they had the solo directors they got rid of as well, because apparently, did you know about that? So the two, so one, he couldn't act, and two, the first screening of it was he basically compared him to Ace Ventura, the way they made the character. So it's just like, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
But then again, don't offer this iconic character solo film to 2 comedy writers.
Yeah.
It's strange.
It must be Disney.
And did you know, what's his name? You know his name. I can't remember his name now. But you know who Paul Bettany plays in Solo, that Dryden Voss bloke? Yeah. It was completely different actor. They'd filmed all these bits because they had to do so many reshoots. They just had to recast and do it all again with Paul Bettany.
I didn't know that.
It's
give me something he's in.
I
now won't be able to function for the rest of this podcast.
I'll find it when we take the break. But you'll know him. He was in Boardwalk Empire. I know he's in that. It's a black guy. I can't remember his name.
No,
you'll both know him, but I'll find it anyway. Anyway, so we'll move on. Go on to another Lucasfilm property. Indiana Jones 5. None of you care. But
I'll do it anyway.
Starts filming next week in the UK.
Get UK.
Yeah, well, they love it. They can get over here. We let anyone in.
Yeah,
it's fine.
true.
Yeah, we do.
We can't go there though.
Political.
Political. But starting filming next week in the UK. Obviously, we spoke about already. Got Phoebe Waller-Bridge on board. Mads Mikkelsen, who's obviously the villain, and Boyd Holbrook, who's in Logan, other such things. Predator. That's it, yeah. And so they're starting filming next week. Brilliant. Obviously, his final outing.
Yeah.
Probably should be.
Oh, yeah. I think he's flying himself over, isn't he?
Oh, dear.
I'll fly. Don't worry.
I think they should probably leave that.
Yeah.
What else we've got? Question for you. Come on.
Go on.
The Fast 9 clip was released.
Oh, yeah.
Now, most of that was in various trailers already, but to see the whole clip as a whole, just good.
So if it happens in real life, you're dead immediately.
Simple.
I mean, his winging a prayer he's going to crash his car into his pillar. If you haven't seen it, go on socials. We put it on. He's going to crash into his pillar and hope that this piece of rope or string, whatever it is, attaches to the car, and we're going to land safely.
And then detach at the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, when he made the jump and he felt the rope in, he quickly turned his wheel.
Oh, I knew
to
you was
lock
going
in.
to say that. I knew you was going to say
I'm not
it.
sticking up for these films. We all know these are fucking ridiculous films, right? But they're good fun. And we said today at the gym, we go.
That's right.
We said today, you're doing the review for Faster.
Fair.
Because you want to see
How
impartial you actually are.
I will be, but I can't. It's going to be a low star.
You know, we said 3-star, probably max.
Because the story...
No. No, to be fair, it could be. It could
Obviously,
be less.
the story's going to be stupid, so that's not going to get any marks. But does the action do it for you? Or does the casting performances do it for you?
Absolutely not.
So it could actually, saying that, those are the three, isn't you, I suppose? They're the big pillars.
Yeah.
The action's
Story, cast, and like cinematography.
Yeah.
So if you only got one out of those two, fair enough. I won't tell them
Let's
all.
see.
I reckon it'll get 1 star for each. 3 stars. That looks a bit mental.
Yeah.
We'll see it soon. It's at June 23rd for us. We'll get 2 days before the old Yanks.
It's only a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, one more thing that we need to mention before we move on to Marvel. So, David O. Russell has his mystery movie. It's not... People know what it is. It's a mystery movie. But the cast is unbelievable. I'm just going to run through. They've got 12 confirmed cast members at the moment. So we've got Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Zoe Saldana, Taylor Swift, Robert De Niro. That's not even right. Anyway, Robert De Niro, Rami Malek, Timothy Olyphant, big O.
Yeah.
Chris Rock, Michael Shannon, Anna Taylor, Joy, and Mike Myers.
That's incredible. I genuinely... you'd think that's like a Knives Out cast
Yeah, I
or
was about to
something.
say that.
But I can't remember the last time I saw a cast that big.
Yeah.
I can't think of one that good.
You've got some serious contenders in there.
Yeah.
Like Oscar winners. You've got...
I don't know how Taylor Swift wormed away in there, but we move on.
Yeah.
He's that David O. Russell. I don't know if anyone saw that today. I saw like some things online. Apparently, he's like a bit another one like a Joss Whedon. Not got bad backstories. Apparently, Amy Adams on American Hustle. Apparently, made her
a good film.
Yeah, good film. Made her cry every day.
Oh,
She like fully come out and said it, and like, loads of other people like I think it was Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, and someone else have all turned down this film
yeah.
because of those reasons.
Well, we'll know if he kicks off because Taylor Swift will write a song about it.
Yeah, true.
She'll bring a whole album
Yeah,
out.
he's got some. I think he's. I don't like judging people without knowing the full story, but he's got some skeletons by the sounds of it that are coming out. But anyway, that is insane cast,
big.
absolutely insane.
And Margot Robbie. So
Yeah, that's all I'll say.
I'll watch it. Okay, so we move on to some Marvel news.
Huzzah!
Okay, so moving on to Sony's solo. I think it's actually titled Sony's Universe of Marvel Characters, SUMC. That's what it's known as. I think that's officially what it's known as. We've added a new one to the roster. Now, this film's been rumoured for ages. Kraven the Hunter. Great character, can I say, from the comics and from the TV shows. Fantastic character. Do you know much about him?
Oh, you've told me about him, but tell me again.
So just basically, basic terms, he's enhanced, as they all are, an enhanced hunter.
Yeah.
I don't think I think he's Russian. I'm pretty sure he's Russian.
Yeah.
But he likes big game hunting, but not just like, the weirdos here or like real people on Earth who will go and shoot a lion and hunt elephants and take their tusks and stuff.
How dare they?
We're not talking about them. This is like a guy. He will do these things, but he will go out and fight these animals like lions, like bare hands and with spears and stuff like this, like proper hunter. And the whole idea of his character, and what makes him a great character, is he sees Spider-Man and treats him as the greatest trophy, the greatest hunt. This is why he goes after. He's bored of killing his, regular African animals and whatever, and alligators and stuff like that. He sees this as the big challenge, the hunt. And there is a famous comics book storyline. It is called Kraven's Last Hunt, and it is him going after Spider-Man.
Shoots him in the head.
Yeah.
Legit.
Shoot Spider-Man.
Yeah. Buries him. Then 2 weeks later, he comes out the grave.
Oh,
Legit.
what's going on there?
Yeah, he's legit. That's really good. But he's in many storylines, many comics, many different animated shows in the 90s shows.
Yeah, he's been in
Brad's
a lot.
seen some other Spider-Man animated shows that I haven't, and I'm sure he's probably in them. Anyway, the point is, he's a great character.
Yeah.
Right? So they're doing this as a solo film, but Brad's got a little bit of news of what Sony have said about this in a minute. But they've also cast Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now, if you picture him from the comics, not Aaron Taylor Johnson, you picture Craven from the comics, he's very much a Jason Momoa type of guy.
Yeah.
Big bloke, long scraggly. You can do hair in different ways and do whatever you want, but he's a big guy. This does not fit for me. You know the character more.
It's hard because again, I've not read any comic of him in like full disclosure. I do know a lot about the character, and I don't so much about the makeup and that. I don't know if anyone saw Boss Logic's fan art.
Yeah, I did.
He looks good at it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's going to be good.
Boss Logic often makes things look better than they're good.
That's what I'm saying. So, and I mean, he has in Tenet, he has a beard. I'm not saying you can't make this man look rugged and long hair. I'm not saying you can't do that. It's more his what's the word I'm looking for? Like his
demeanor.
Demeanor's
accent.
a good word. He's not evil accent's another one. But what he's like aura or energy that Aaron Taylor Johnson gives off doesn't give me this Craven off character.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Craven's like an animal.
Yeah.
Like an animal.
He's a big boy though, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
No. Again, it's not so much. I assume he will bulk up for this standard because again, as Craven said, he's a big guy, Craven. So what I'm talking about is he's supposed to be. I think he's supposed to. So he takes a bit like Black Panther, the herb elixir. I think he takes or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be like a 70-year-old person in like a 30-year-old prime body because this is this herb or elixir. I can't remember what it's called, but. Even with that, that's what it would be in it. So even with this thing, he's supposed to be this experienced, been around the block, knows it all. I just don't get that feeling from even if he does have this really good long hair, big sized geezer, and bulks up in the gym.
The hair isn't too much of an issue because he has had shorter hair, obviously, but that's not what obviously different iterations of the character is fine.
I can't connect to it, and it's really annoying me.
One of the main things I think is he had a terrible accident in Age of Ultron, and he was meant to be Sokovian/Russian or whatever accent, and if he tries and does this,
it will be an accent in this. It has to be.
He can't be American.
It has to be an accent.
And it just Craven to me is like a taller, bigger Wolverine. He's a bit of a not with claws and all that, but he's like an animal of a man.
Yeah,
and an expert hunter usually like I think he's going to enhance like smells and stuff like. He's that. I can't see it to me.
Yeah, no. Again, I know. To be honest, I don't really have anything to do with. I don't actually particularly think he's that great, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, I agree.
In Tenet, I think he completely overshadowed by John David Washington and Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
his Cockney accent was annoying. Didn't really do it well. Kick-Ass, he was good in, but he was just playing a little teenager in there and stuff. Not really. In Godzilla, he was nothing with Bryan Cranston. It just. I just don't see an amazing actor. Yeah. I know you don't have to be an amazing actor to do a comic book hero. No, I'm not slating comic books. I'm just saying, I just can't. I've really tried to connect this, and I'll benefit the doubt. We'll all watch it, of course, but we'll see how you go. But I can't be on board with him as that choice.
Well, do you want to say? Do you want to say what you've got about Sony execs?
So we'll talk about this after I read the statement. So Sanford Panich, who's a Sony exec, come out in an interview and basically said there is, and I quote, a plan to connect Spider-Man to the current Sony movies, and then this is the now full-on quote. I think when No Way Home comes out, even more will be revealed.
Okay,
multiverse. It's just. Like, Sony's doing their best with what they've got because they've got the rights to Spider-Man characters. So, every film they're doing, Morbius, Venom, Venom 2, obviously in this Craven now, and they've got a Silk series or film, whatever they're doing with that. They don't, in my opinion, they don't work without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make it work. Venom, the first one, doesn't, the whole point of Venom is more true in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3, which is awful Venom version, but Venom gets the ump with Spider-Man and transfers over to Eddie Brock with revenge and just heightens Eddie Brock's revenge for it, and then takes part of Spider-Man's DNA, which allows him to swing about and have certain level of Spider-Man.
Venom, in fairness.
No, he doesn't, but now he's already on Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Eddie Brock's never met Peter Parker. He has no revenge instinct to it.
Can I throw a spanner in?
Yes, go on.
Chuck it.
Can I borrow your spanner, Con?
Yeah.
Right. I do not, but I don't. Do I, Bradley Scott? That's my full name. Here's my address coming now. Do I believe it should all be under one conglomerate or Disney? Yes, without fact. I don't think you'll meet anyone that should Every Marvel character should be under Disney, and they can do their universe how they see fit. Without, I know they've got a good relationship, Sony and Marvel, at the minute.
Allegedly.
So, because apparently No Way Home's his last film. I know apparently they're in talks and they're in good relations, as Craig just said, allegedly.
He's making
But yeah,
more,
this
he's
is
making
technically
more. Yeah.
No Way Home's the last contract for Spider-Man with Marvel. It's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, for that reason alone, it should be under that. I don't believe Sony are doing a bad job, personally.
Well, we've only seen one.
Well, no, Into the Spider-Verse is fantastic. So
Yeah, but that's not going to be
what I mean
part
is,
of this.
with their roster of characters, with Spider-Man and the villains, I do not believe they're doing that bad a job as people make out. I believe Into the Spider-Verse is fantastic.
Yeah,
Venom was a success, regardless of people's. It made like 900 million, not billion. I thought. It was
I don't think it made that, man. I think it made about 600.
It made 846 exactly, I believe.
Ooh.
We'll check in a minute.
Yeah,
go on.
I'll bet you. I did Google. I did Google it just to
yeah.
be sure, because I thought I'm pretty sure it did make it. It made about 850 mil. People do think it was a good movie. Others, I agree with you on that point, and that Spider-Man does have to be entered into some point, and it looks like whether they do or not. And I'm intrigued in Morbius. I know you don't like Jared Leto, Craig, but I think I'm intrigued. I want to see more from Jared Leto. I don't know about you, Con.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So Venom 2, the trailer annoyed me, but I'm still intrigued with Woody Harrelson. Carnage looked fantastic. I don't think they're doing bad. And as I said, Into the Spider-Verse is fantastic.
No, yeah, I think you have to get rid of Into the Spider-Verse because they've done fantastic. And that's Sony Animation.
Yeah.
Right? That's Sony, and fair enough to them. That is brilliant. It's a brilliant Spider-Man film. Nothing wrong with it, right? But that's not what we're talking about here.
But even this universe, I don't see where the issues are. They've made a great deal with Marvel, and it's working to a treat
For Spider-Man, yeah.
for Spider-Man. But it's
Not
their
for the
character.
others. Yeah.
So what I mean is, they might be using Marvel and stuff, but so is Spider-Man a success, which is Sony's? Yes, I know it's in the MCU. Is Venom a success? You've got to, at the minute say yes because of how much it's made, and people are anticipating for this new one. It was all the hype on that, regardless of the cast. They're bringing in a great character, Craven, which is a good story.
Yep.
And you have now got a Morbius character with a really good actor of Jared Leto, in some people's opinion, allegedly. I think good on Sony, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think they're doing a bad job. I just think they're making terrible decisions for the future. Why not make this crossover already? Then, if they want to cast Aaron Taylor Johnson as Craven, which is going to be a problem because he's Quicksilver in the MCU. If this crossover, this is my point.
Yeah.
So if they're going to do that, get the agreement in place, do Craven properly with Spider-Man, or if they bring in a Miles Morales in the MCU, do it that way.
I completely agree with you there. I do not agree. This is the biggest. It's the first time I've gone, what are you doing, Sony?
Yeah.
I haven't actually done that yet, personally. I just do not see what they're doing.
I can see a way how they bring Venom towards it.
Because I know what you said. You do need Venom. You have to have Spider-Man. I'm with you there. There's no argument.
But the main...
Sorry, go on. But the story is good. Venom is a good story. It's the symbiote alien thing is a good story. If they keep going...
Now they missed out on Spider-Man's biggest story arc of him having the black suit.
Yeah. No, agreed. But there's always you could get that.
You could just take it again. I know that.
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But this, for me, this is why I thought I'd just say that, because this is the first time I thought you've missed the hurdle there, Sony, and I don't know why you're casting someone a bit like the Evan Peters thing in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Why have you just cast him in this?
Yeah.
You could have casted anyone to do it. I don't know why you casted Aaron Tyler Johnson in this, who's in the MCU. Not really sure what's going on, but we'll see on that one.
But it is interesting to say that you'll know more after No Way Home comes out. Which, again, how many characters are in this? Do they open up portals and you just see Venom at one point?
Yeah.
But who knows? Anyway, let's move on because we're going on a bit longer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Spider-Man quickly. So, new/old rumours are out. Green Goblin, apparently. Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is in it as well. We've done this a million times. Who isn't in it? Who knows now?
Yep.
But apparently, a new bit of information, because someone had a smart ass comment and said, this is old news. I was like, no.
How dare you?
The fact that he's in it is old news, but it quite clearly says that he'll be the main antagonist, which is unsuspected, really, when you've had the pretty much confirmations of Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx. But now, more people are saying lizards in it as well, from the Amazing Spider-Man 1, which was awful, and that's a Sony mistake.
Agreed.
Why I didn't have the snout? Anyway, we won't get to that. But that really annoyed me.
Where's the snout?
No, because
I agree with you.
don't worry me up.
I agree.
And he had the lab coat on for a tiny amount of time. Anyway, so apparently he's back. So they're going for a multi-dimensional Sinister Six, which is famous from the comics and TV shows or whatever. So the lineup is Doc Ock, Electro, Rhino is back from Amazing Spider-Man 2, apparently, with that mech suit. Yeah, another mistake. Yep, Green Goblin, Sandman from Spider-Man 3, Thomas Hayden Church, and I've missed one now. Oh, Green Goblin. So that's the 6 you've got.
None of them are Tom Holland's villain.
No, they're not. Yeah.
It's really poor.
Not one of them.
Yeah.
They could have. That Mysterio's left sort of ambiguous whether he's
Great villain.
He died.
Yeah.
You've still got Vulture alive, and this is what someone was saying about the other day. Scorpion was teased at the end of Homecoming in the prison.
Yeah.
He got a scratch on his eye, and it's I can't remember. He's a guy from Breaking Bad as well.
Yeah.
So why not have them 3? Because Vulture's still alive because he apparently he's at the end of the Morbius trailer. So I don't know.
Now you just said that you shouldn't be. I do not believe No Way Home should be doing a Sinister Six and a multiverse. They could be 2 different events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, you're getting I'm not saying anything Sony here. I promise you now. What I mean is the characters, they might completely flop with what they're doing, but the characters over at Sony will make a better Sinister Six than I believe. What's Tom Holland's Peter Parker emotional connection with any of this Sinister Six?
Yeah, none of it. Yeah.
Norman Osborn, he's like, who are you? I've never even heard of you.
Yeah.
You're Oscorp, never even seen it.
It's not even a Harry Osborn or Norman Osborn in.
Doesn't make sense.
MCU. But obviously, with a pinch of salt. The only things we're looking at being confirmed is Jamie Foxx, Electro, and Doc Ock. But it does sort of make sense what they're saying because it is one villain from every film. Sandman from 3, Doc Ock from 2, Green Goblin from 1, Lizard, Rhino, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Who's the 6th one? I forgot. Oh, Sandman.
Yeah. I was right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so fine. It is one from every film, so it does sort of fit the bill. But anyway, obviously the trailer is rumoured to be coming this week. Hopefully we get it. I think they're going to be rather sheepish with the trailer.
I called it straight away. Yeah. Bullshit. I read somewhere which makes complete sense. They are going to do it only in cinemas for Black Widow to make people go back to theaters.
I saw that.
I didn't think that. I saw a lot of people say
I read that as well.
Daniel Richmond said it. A lot of others said it just makes total sense to go. If you can't see Black Widow, you get the news.
But it does ruin their trend because every trailer has been released 6 months before release.
Yeah.
So there will be only 5 months.
Yeah.
But it's a great way, like you said, to get people in trailers. Also, that doesn't really work because it always goes online anyway.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly. The same day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so moving on quickly because we are powering. Doctor Strange 2, officially, we made the announcement before that it's wrapped filming. Now the scripts, as I said, it's done. Maybe that was due to some reshoots or whatever. That's all done. Bit of information to come out from it, though. Obviously, that's a massive film we're looking forward to and will come directly after Spider-Man. Not directly after, but follow on that story. Is the original plan for WandaVision. Have you not read this?
No.
At all?
He was contracted, wasn't he?
Yeah, so the original plan, do you remember? And it would have been quite cool, but also wasted, and I see why I didn't do it. Do you remember the one advert in one of the episodes for the Nexus pill?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, because obviously he's a doctor and that, apparently he was, not apparently, this is what meant to have happened. He was meant to be the doctor giving out the pills. Just in normal clothes.
I would have hated that.
It would have been a bit weird. It would have been a bit weird.
Yeah.
And at the very end, I sound like a little boy. And apparently.
I've never been on television before.
But apparently. So, and then the very end of it was he was meant to turn up to take Wanda away.
Yeah.
And he was meant to be at that sort of cabin place, training her and getting her to control. Because they come out and said now that broadcast for the TV show, WandaVision, was actually, anyone could have seen that anywhere. You didn't have to be near the bubble. It was broadcast. So if you had an old TV and you could be on that, thing, you could have seen it anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Why didn't turn up then? But anyway.
Just 10 seconds. I read somewhere that there was a reason, is because Kevin Feige didn't want a white guy to come and save the day.
No way.
Legit. And he also come out recently and said, the Ancient One?
Yes.
He completely regrets making her a white person. And he said at the time when he was doing it...
That was an odd choice.
He said, I didn't want to be the stereotypical old Asian wizard ancient one, so I thought I'd go something different. So then he said he completely regrets that decision. But yeah, apparently the thing is, the reason that did happen is because he didn't want like a woman to be saved by the
Shining Knight.
Shining Knight. Yeah.
Just get rid of the Avengers in.
Yeah.
Just scrap the
Get rid
Avengers.
of all of them.
No point.
Keep Captain America.
Yeah,
Captain America.
he's fine.
I mean, the whole universe has been my saved by him and Tony Stark. But, quickly, so for Love and Thunder has officially wrapped. We reported it a couple of days ago from, I think it was a hairstylist said she'd wrapped her time, but I think that was more, she'd wrapped her time on it. But Chris Evans, no, Chris Hemsworth, put out a photo of him and Taika Waititi, saying that it is done. Obviously, there could be reshoots and stuff, and it's going to take the next year to get the editing and all the rest of stuff. But my God, how big is this geezer in this film? He's huge.
He's rivaling The Rock in that picture.
It is massive.
His arms are massive. Arms.
How dare you? No. He is massive. He's absolutely huge. I think it's because of the Hulk Hogan thing biopic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's carried the weight, innit? Because obviously Hulk Hogan in his prime was bigger than Chris Evans, even now.
Yeah.
But nowhere near as ripped. He was just big geezer. Yeah. But yeah, it's weird how big he is.
I think it looks bigger because he's standing next to Taika Waititi, who's quite a small man.
Yeah.
And quite skiddy, isn't he? So, but there's no taking away from him. He looks huge.
Yeah.
And this is all big one cover up and he's still in the fat suit.
Oh,
He's in the film, do you know what I mean?
Really, it does look fantastic.
He looks amazing.
I feel a bit weird about it. I feel a bit taken aback.
Isabel sent me the photo today from our page. I went, look at the size of arms. I went, I know. Tell me about it.
I posted it.
Oh, you didn't have to tell me. I'll skip two bits of news because they were small, but the last bit of Marvel news was The Marvels. So Captain Marvel, Spectrum or Photon, whichever one she's going to be called. And Ms. Marvel is now in production with a new updated title.
Cool.
So that's booted off. So it seems like a lot's wrapping up and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to go. That's it from Marvel.
Right, trailers. Got a few trailers. We'll start off with the one that was very random. Gunpowder Milkshake. What a name, first of all.
I was about to say, you're not joking. That's legit. Netflix, easy watch. I'm not like Army of the Dead, but I've got no, what's the word? I've got no real emotional connection to it. Just show me some action.
Yeah.
And I had that, obviously I love Zack Snyder, but I had that with Army of the Dead, but this is just, I like Karen Gillan. I like Lena Headley. I like her from Game of Thrones and that.
And Dredd.
Brilliant in Dredd. So yeah, I'm interested in this one. Mother-daughter combo.
Very much girl power.
Oh, very much.
Very much. Yeah.
I had never even heard of this, or I didn't actually watch it until we just did this now. Fine.
Yeah.
Action looks pretty good in it, to be fair.
That's the only reason I was quite shocked. When I saw it, I thought, is it Ocean's 8 all over again?
Yeah.
And then I saw some of the action. I was like, okay, I know Karen Gillan's good from, obviously, not sure it's didn't do much, really, with Nebula, but in, what's it? Jumanji.
Yeah.
In Jumanji, she's really good. She can clearly do some stuff. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. July 14th releases Netflix.
Yeah. John Wick's a trendsetter. It's just John Wick.
Very much so, yeah.
Next trailer we got Jungle Cruise with The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Fun.
Or Dwayne Johnson.
Can I say the best analogy I saw of it was it's Jumanji and Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, it is.
Which it is. It's exactly that.
Extremely Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I don't mention the backside of the water, I'm kicking off.
I felt the rage then.
Yeah. Because Jungle Cruise, the ride in Of Magic Kingdom in Disney World, it's all about a skipper who cracks jokes, and that's the whole ride. It's a boring ride, but it's a classic.
Very boring.
And does it on that ride? I can't remember going on it, to be honest with you. Is it Frank?
No.
That they say, it's not.
No.
I assumed he was that man you was talking about.
I think he is the skipper.
Yeah.
But the skippers on Jungle Cruise are just skippers that tour you around the jungle.
Yeah.
Right.
Could be anyone, basically.
Cool.
But what we have to say, for anyone, especially from the UK, how has Jack Whitehall managed this?
Couldn't
Getting
tell
into
you.
this
I have
film.
no idea how he's done this.
Yeah, really odd.
But
Fair play
it
to
looks
him.
fun.
Yeah,
Looks
fair
fun.
play to him.
Emily Blunt again looks good. The Rock is just The Rock in everything. So whatever, fine.
And the guy from Breaking Bad, was it the
Oh,
Todd? Yeah, at the end.
That was quite good.
Really
that,
strange. But yeah, I actually really liked this trailer. I can't even lie. I didn't really have a thing about it. Obviously, Emily Blunt and The Rock, you think that is some great casting.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have a thing. You know more about the ride to me. I've got no affiliation really with it, other than I love The
The
Rock.
ride is nothing. If you can't remember it, you're literally just on a boat going down a river and you just see some animatronic animals on the riverside, and
Yeah.
that's it.
But this is the third film that's based off a ride. So you had Pirates of the Caribbean, based off the ride. Haunted Mansion, it's based off the ride in that Jungle Cruise.
I never knew that. So
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean was based off the ride.
Off the Disney ride.
I would assume the ride come
No,
after the
because
film.
the Jack Sparrow in it that's there now, it wasn't there. It was never there till after the film.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Will we get a Christmas one? Jingle Cruise?
Jingle yeah, it looks fun.
I think what's that? July
30th, I think it
July
was.
30th on. You can buy it on Premier Plus Premier Access as well if you want.
Next trailer to chat about, Tomorrow War. Now, this trailer was considerably better than the first one. The first one was a bit waft.
Really nothing there.
Yeah, I wasn't excited for it. Now I am excited for it.
I am.
I have to say, from the action and CGI, in it looks great for an Amazon original film. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it was though, was it? That's probably why.
Was it not?
It was. I don't think it was ever intent. It was in the pandemic, wasn't it? And I think Amazon went, "We'll have it," and probably paid them off. So I do think there's a reason it looks quite good.
It does with all the alien squid-like things or whatever it is. At the end, it does look very good.
I'll search that after. I'm pretty sure that's right. But yeah, so it does look, especially the bit at the end with the hanging, and the explosions, and it does as Craig.
The big cruise ship, and everything. Yeah.
Can't fault the action and CGI in it, and Chris Pratt's going to engage it.
You can't not like him. He's a bit like a Rock for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just the same character.
Interesting set in 2022. You saw the Qatar World Cup that they're playing in.
Yeah, I spotted that.
Didn't even notice it really.
And they go forward, obviously going forward in time to fight a war to save the planet. I'm assuming that. Well, I don't understand it. 'Cause would they go forward, and if they lose, then mankind's gone forever? I don't know.
Well, if they lose, then everyone they took out that original timeline's gone.
Gone, yeah.
So,
and it's like, well, enjoy your life because at this time period we all die. I think it's 30. Did they say 30 years or something?
Yeah, I think it does say 30 years in the future.
So it just made me laugh that bit at the World Cup. It's like literally, boom, here they are, the people from the future. Hi everyone, stop what you're doing. We need you.
It's the world's most watched thing in the world, so it does make sense.
And it's like, we're here. We need you to get all up in our shit. Yeah. Leave your families. Get over it. And yeah, as you said, Con, it's literally past people. Sounds like each family has to draft one person.
Mulan.
Because he said Mulan, yes. Oh god, yeah. Because he says if I don't go, they'll draft you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it looks like they've got no choice. Obviously, they've all got to go in, and luckily they've picked Chris Pratt, who is the greatest hero ever. So yeah, I am very much.
There's one bit of the trailer that I have a question on. So there's a bit when they first pop out in the 30 years in the future, and they're all falling from the sky.
I was going to say,
do they all die?
Yeah,
because Chris Pratt happens to fall into a swimming pool on a roof.
Don't tell me it's like a Jumanji thing where you land. You know, like
it could be. I suppose because it just it purposely shows. Chris Pratt falling into a pool on top of a roof. But is
he the lucky one?
I don't know. Because everyone else seems to fall past the building. Is it like Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Is it Warzone? You just deploy it whenever you want?
It's Warzone. That would be fresh. If it is all parachutes. Army. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this now, especially as it's free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We spoke about Fast 9, so we'll skip past that. Absolutely. We also got a Dexter teaser, which looked really
It didn't show much, but
it didn't show much. It looks like, from what I've read, so he's now under the name of Mr. Lindsay, and he's a teacher apparently, and he's walking past and sees that knife, and he's like,
it is very much that. It is very much that.
I cannot wait. I believe maybe it's the inner fan in us, but I think we'll all agree. I think they're going to really smash this. I think they're going to.
I do.
I think they're going to go. Yeah, we slipped up. Let's give them something good, and I think it's going to be good.
However, the only concern I have is they're going to. Obviously, this is. I don't know if they confirm this is a final season they're doing, or they've just.
No, it's this season 9. I'm pretty sure they've said
to just doing it. Well, they're going to have to end this one well, because the only reason they're doing this is because the last one got so much hate the way it ended. Yeah. So they're going to have to end this one well, and he has to die.
Do you think
he has to die for me,
or get arrested?
No,
that's too easy. I think.
I don't know. I don't really have as long as you end it good. I don't know. I think you need to have you need to have a balance. I don't want it to just be about him, struggling with his life and stuff. There's going to be clear flashbacks. It was his dad in the previous one. I assume it's going to be Debbie's sister in this one. I think that's probably the right way to go. To keep his dark passenger, whatever he calls. No, he does call it. Yeah, his dark passenger in check. And then I think you need someone like a John Lithgow antagonist, and hopefully they do an amazing season.
I want Dokes back
from the dead. But yeah, really excited, man. Yeah, really excited.
I am so. Yeah,
nice trailers.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the main event?
Main event, yeah.
I open my drink. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Sponsored by 7-Up.
It's always sponsored.
So we all went to see A Quiet Place 2 in the cinema. Just first of all, before we go into it and get our thoughts, some figures. Quiet Place 2 has smashed pandemic records. 48 million in its debut.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I think
For a low budget film, really.
Was that after Twitter?
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, that was. They've done better than that.
Ooh.
That was only Thursday to Sunday or something.
Yeah.
Their opening weekend box office, I think, tallied in at about 61 mil or something.
Well, to be fair, in the UK, like, we also on the Bank Holiday Monday as well, so we added to it.
I'm pretty sure they, and which the great fact is, it made more than the original film in its first weekend. Bearing in mind we're in a pandemic, that's outstanding.
Very
yeah,
good.
it is. Yeah.
So that's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely smashed it.
So before we go into it, Quiet Place 2 obviously is set immediately after number 1. I won't go to spoilers yet, but it's a immediate continuation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
immediate continuation.
Great description.
No more saying until we get into spoilers, really. But we'll have your thoughts. So, Craig, you gave the review.
I was struggling between a 3.5 star and 4. And for anyone who, there was a few comments on the socials, that equates to a 7, 7.5 to 8. So anywhere between a 7 and 8, really, out of 10.
Yeah,
is what I was stuck with. But I think 3.5, just because for me, and I wrote it in the review, is that the reason why the original was so good for me personally, anyway, is that it was such a much more close knit story. It was about a family isolated, almost surviving on their farm and whatever, and you didn't see much of the monsters and stuff. And it was much more tense, and there hadn't been something like this. Now, obviously, it's always going to be the case of a sequel. It's going to be the sequel, isn't it? So it's always going to carry on. But this one really, not saying it's a bad thing, but really expanded the world. You saw a lot more of the creatures and stuff, and there was more people. It was more. I think I put in the review something like world building and expanded it, and you saw more people struggling in the same world they're now trapped in. But 3.5 star. That means to me it's a good to almost great film.
Yeah.
That's what I'll stick with, I think.
Yeah, good. Brad?
Yeah, I completely agree with all that. I thought the review was spot on, to be honest. I was, why do I say this? I was probably right up until the final scene, which for me was flawless. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it, obviously, in spoilers. I can't explain my feeling in that final scene. I thought it was absolutely incredible, and that saved the film to become a good, almost great film for me.
Yeah.
I was slightly underwhelmed watching throughout. I was paramountly, whatever the word is, more compelled with John Krasinski and the family in the first one than I was with Cillian Murphy, great actor, Digimon Honsu, good actor, from what we saw of him for 2 minutes, and then so I was completely and utterly more compelled in the first one, and I was enjoying the story, but I didn't have an engagement as much with it, and that's why I was sort of a little bit underwhelmed, but it was a great ending that was a very recommendable, enjoyable film.
Yeah, good. I would give it a 3 out of 5. I think I echo.
Sorry, I would say I would have said a 3 as well. Yeah.
So I echo what you say.
We had agreed on this before, didn't it?
Yeah, on reflection, I was so close to 3.5, but on reflection, I always change.
So you're both giving it a 6 out of 10 then?
Yeah, I'd say a good movie.
Yeah, okay.
Just above.
I think to be fair, I did say 3.
What did you?
Yeah, I think we all did.
I said I was between 3.5 and 4.
You did say 3.5, and you said, I'd give it 3. And I went, me too.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Well,
back off.
But for me, the first scene in this film was fantastic. Mm-hmm. It was brilliant. The way it was edited, it was brilliant. Yeah. The way it was edited with the sound, and that is flawless to me. That's one of the best films.
Even just eating his apple, and everything was perfect.
And the quick switches, and it's just the action, fantastic. The end scene as well, brilliant, flawless, like you say. The middle, I have to say, I was underwhelmed in the middle section. I was sort of watching it thinking, this is, I'm not sure what's going on, where we're going with this, what's happening. Mm-hmm. But all in all, a very good film, and I would recommend to go and see it.
I definitely would. Definitely. Yeah, especially if you're a fan of the first one.
But all I would say is, and this is no knock on the film, it is a knock on cinemas.
I was about to ask, go on.
So, first film back, everyone's excited, I appreciate that. I think they need to, in cinemas, ban popcorn, sweets, crisps, anything that makes a noise or a rustle or
especially
a sound.
for this film.
Yeah.
Ice
cream only.
Yeah.
Because some of the tense moments in this film, and obviously the young girl, she's deaf, so her scenes is brilliant.
That's brilliant when they showed that use sound to have a
But the tense moments, and there's someone behind me rattling their popcorn. I think just for a second, you're not hungry.
No.
Just stop for a minute, watch the film, and then take your popcorn out and do that. That's my only knock. My enjoyment was down a little bit because of that.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Because I think I texted you both and said I'd love to be at the cinema, but it just reminded me how much I fucking hate other people. Because I couldn't believe it. This is your first trip back. I think I put it in a group chat. It was our first cinema job back for the UK, right? It's different around the world, but for us, this was our first real film you could go since Tenet last year.
Yeah.
And it's my one started at 7:45, right? And everyone knows when they go to a cinema or theatres or whatever, you've got a good 15-20 minutes of trailers and adverts and shit before. So the very minimum you should be going in there is 8 o'clock for my showing anyway. I don't do that. I get there just before. I think I was in there at 7:35, whatever. Got to see it, whatever.
Yeah.
People turned up 15 minutes in. Not just one set of people. There was 2 sets of people. We won't speak about it too much, but after it all boots off at the baseball game, there was people sitting down.
That's annoying.
And I was like, and I heard some sit down because there was only a couple of rows behind me. And they sat down behind me and they said, "Oh, is this the film?" I was like, "Oh yeah," because you're like half hour after where the ticket says. Obviously, everyone doesn't start then, but half hour after what it said.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, for fuck's sake! And then there was people on their phones as well in a dark place. And I think it's sort of this whole time when the cinema's been closed and watching films at home, it really has tainted my experience with it. And don't get me wrong, the bit I put in the review, the tense moments when there wasn't someone rustling about or sucking on a straw of a drink. Because I had a go at Isabel at one point, the drink was running out and she went to have some and it made that noise. I was like, stop. But anyway, but the bits when there was like the jump, because like a horror film, it's great when everyone jumps and everyone screams and then the gasps and stuff like that. That was all great. I have no problem with that. That's what cinema's about.
Yeah.
But the other bits, like you said, and it may just be because it's this film, and a lot of it is quiet.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't matter if it's a Fast and the Furious and there's people rustling about in popcorn.
I'll be rustling about. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have your headphones on.
No, I completely get that.
Yeah. No, but it has. It's a different experience now, I think, because we haven't had it for so long. It seems strange.
People forget how to act.
Yeah. There's people. My bugbear is people talking.
Mine's talking. I can get over.
And not even
stuff.
not if you have to talk. If you have to talk, whisper really quietly.
Yeah.
But
I talk before and talk after the film.
Yeah.
Nothing's
I'll
that
speak
pressure.
to you later.
Yeah.
But let's get into spoilers. So if you don't hear anything, leave now. We'll put time codes in and whatnot, and you can come back afterwards for what's on our screens. But let's go straight into it. So Craig, you took the review, so you take what's happening, what's going on.
Okay, so what happened and what is going on? So it starts as a good question because I gave me time to think about it.
Yeah, love it.
So it starts very well. I really liked it. It starts as a prequel. We get Big John Kraz back. There's another pet peeve. Someone went, "Why is he back?" If you sat down, at the start, you would have. Anyway,
He's casually in a shop. I'm sure it's not booted on.
Yeah, very clever little. We saw it in a trailer. He walks past the little space shuttle that caused the death of his son in the first one by his bitch daughter. But anyway, well,
strong.
Don't worry, I'll come back around on there because I really liked it. But so it starts as a prequel. We get to see how it sort of happened. Still unsure what these things are really, but we get to see how it happens, how it starts. Fantastic scene. Anyway, then we move on from that. We'll go through the plot first.
That's what.
Should we talk about the prequel bit first? What do you think of that? So,
well, you just said it in your think on.
I loved it.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it because, like you say, it's building a story. You understand how it's all started, and it's just chaos.
It is chaos,
and that's what I love about it. And the way, as I said, they've done the sounds.
Yeah,
because the daughter's deaf, so. She can't hear the chaos, so it's quiet and then it's loud and it's quiet and it's loud. It's just brilliant.
I love it when they do like a walking down the street and it's clearly someone the cameraman's in like a car going down the street and just like he's just John Krasinski's walking in his Apple saying hello to people. And it's following him and he's walking around the town. It was all like one shotty and it's a bit similar when
it was one shot until one moment that was really jarring. I don't know if you noticed it.
I didn't notice it.
Yes, I did. I noticed it
when he gets out of the car.
Yeah.
It's really it's not
so
well
obvious.
put together that. But there's
right.
the way they do the one shot like at 1917, they always have someone walk in front of the camera or something, and they can hide it quite well. But there was one bit where John and not John, what's his name in it? Lee in it. He's Lee in it.
Yeah.
and his daughter, Regan. Is it Regan?
Don't know.
The deaf.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
think
I
it's
can't
Regan.
remember
Anyway,
name.
this is whatever. And they get back to the car to get in, and the car doesn't start. And he has to get back out. But as he gets back out, the camera moves to the right.
Now
as he
you say
opens
it,
the
I
door.
remember.
And there's a
Yeah.
bit. It just doesn't mess up. But anyway, regardless, like you were saying,
It's when he gets out to speak to the policeman.
That's it, yeah, yeah.
I now remember
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But what this film did, which is not, in my opinion, not as good as the original, is right from the very start we saw the monsters. It was in daylight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just good to sort of show them a bit more.
Yeah.
We didn't see that before. It was all a bit of mystery, like what they are, what they really look like until the end of the first one, really, wasn't
Yeah.
it? But this one, it was chaos. It was brilliant, and the bit where they hide in the bar.
Yeah.
And he's holding his daughter, and then the priest going, he's like trying to hold it, and someone's phone goes off. Which it
was
would.
tense. Yeah, it
Which
would,
it would.
of course
And
it
then
would.
that
Yeah.
thing just comes in, just tears, which it is flinging people about.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they actually eat people.
They just kill him, I think.
They just seem to kill them.
rip them apart or-
Yeah,
yeah,
they
kill
don't
'em.
seem to eat, which is
Yeah.
weird because they've got enough teeth on them.
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
they? So,
Yeah.
it's a bit strange, but yeah. Anyway, so
I think-
great opening.
I think that highlighted as well immediately how clever John's character is.
Yeah.
Realised it,
Because straight away he's like, shh,
Yeah,
hand
yeah,
over
yeah.
the mouth, and he's like, so he knows straight away.
Yeah.
So it just shows how they've got this far
Yeah.
into,
Yeah,
obviously,
definitely.
like later on in the
Yeah.
film.
And then we cut back to immediately after the events. The last one, barn's on fire still. Emily Blunt's got her foot wrapped up with, she stepped on a nail, and it showed you
Yeah.
the nail, didn't they, when it went back down. And then the little girl, I'm sure it's Regan, the little girl goes back and grabs the microphone and the speaker because they figured out the last one, her hearing aid frequency is what fucks them over,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
and it makes them go mental and allows their head to be open for a shot to it.
Yeah.
And then we see them on the trail. They light the little fires, and they know other people are out there. So then we get going, and then one of the most, I'm telling you now, this was the most shocking scene for me. And everyone in the cinema went, oh, when they're running, the bottles drop and they're coming up to where Emmett is.
The bear trap.
Yeah. Wow.
That
That
was
was
the scream on the boy as well.
Yeah. It felt real.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
felt
it was
real.
just so like shocking, that bit, like, because that's the last thing you expected. It was always, the threat was. It was almost like I said to Isabel afterwards that it's almost like a bit like Walking Dead, where you didn't really then worry about the zombies. It was a bit like, well, other humans are setting
Yeah.
traps about,
Yeah.
and the bottles dropping, the bear trap going off, but that was a horrible scene. And like you said, the little boy's scream was, it was
Good acting.
blood
from the boy.
curdling.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
blood curdling.
Yeah.
And then obviously Emmett's there, Cillian Murphy, and we get to see him see that they've actually managed to kill one, which no one seems to be able to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's fast forward a bit because it's a bit like not much going on for the next bit. She hears the Frank Sinatra song on the radio and says it's a clue to get to a radio station, which is basically her. So it splits into like almost three plots at this
It is,
point
that's-
because
yeah, definitely that.
yeah. So you got I don't know anyone's name in it. The young boy who's
I
had
have
his,
no idea,
had
by
his
the way,
leg
names,
snapped. He's got to look after the baby while Emily Blunt's character. What is her? Emily Blunt's
Emily Blunt's Evelyn.
Evelyn.
Young boy is Marcus.
Marcus.
And she is Regan.
Regan, okay, yeah. So then Regan goes off because she realises she's got to go gets this radio station because if she can broadcast this freaks everywhere, everyone's saved pretty much.
Yeah.
Which we'll get onto at the end because I have a gripe. But anyway, so yeah, that's the idea. Cillian Murphy has to go after her. Emmett has to go after her and get her back because Emily Blunt wants, doesn't want to lose someone else. But then she also has to go to the drugstore, pharmacy, and grab some more oxygen canister because the baby's is running out.
Yeah.
That's basically the three plots of
Yeah.
what happens after this. Tense moments. The bit with the baby, the kid, and Evelyn coming back. I weren't really bothered about that.
No, I wasn't.
Wasn't really bothered about that at all. It was a cool scene with her when she comes back and the creature's there.
It's cool, yeah,
That's a good scene where the rain's dropping and
Yeah.
the sprinkler is going off, and then she sneaks in, and that was all very clever, and it leads all up to what happens at the end because it's all sort of like simultaneously, isn't it? At the very end, it is a very simultaneous thing. Should we talk about the docks scene?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
probably the next best scene after the finale for me.
Do you want to,
What scene is that, sorry?
the docks when they go to get the boat?
Oh, yeah. So they highlight beforehand that, because Evelyn said, Emily Blunt's character, why didn't you save us? Did you know it was him lighting the fires? And he says, you don't know, do you? Some people are not worth saving. So he obviously thinks that they've turned into these people. and we see them at the dock. So they're going to get a boat to try and get somewhere beyond the sea to this island. And they're moving through, and he sees a shadow run past, and all of a sudden he's got this rope tied around his neck.
It's a little girl, isn't it?
He tries to help her.
Well creepy.
Really creepy, with the red eyes.
Did you notice he was just like Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah,
it was like little blue and white dress.
It was when he was like walking up to her, and she was just there on the floor, like with her head down. It was
Yeah. So she wraps a noose around his neck with all bottles and bells on it and whatnot. And then all these people just emerge. Loads of them, all red eyes, all look creepy.
They're cannibals.
I don't know what they are.
I assume cannibalism, but I don't know why. But what is up with them?
I don't understand why they wanted to. If they were cannibals, I don't know why they tied him up with a load of bells around him.
Yeah, but what are they taking her for?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I was thinking that. And
Sexual activity?
I thought that's what I thought.
Maybe.
That's what I thought.
Like depraved.
Yeah.
There wasn't many women there. There was the one little girl.
Yeah.
And then they took another
Oh,
one.
it's creepy. But yeah, sorry.
This is what I was saying. Is a bit. Sorry, Karen said, but the bit I was saying is it very much a Walking Dead sort of vibe where the monsters were almost a side, but obviously they were main in this still. But it was like you got to now worry about the other people.
Yeah.
They're about. There we go.
A bit of foresight at the beginning as well, because he's trying to learn a sign language.
That's it.
And they're playing baseball, and he says, "What's the sign for dive?"
Brilliant.
Tells him sign for
Absolutely
dive.
brilliant.
And when I was there, I thought it's coming.
Yeah,
it's
that
coming.
was very good when he's done
Yeah,
that.
so he does that, and he just makes another racket, which I thought, why did they, like you say, why did they put bells and bottles on him? He's going to make a racket. So he makes a racket, and these monsters I think there's two of them, and they just come out all guns blazing, and they just tear everyone apart.
Yeah.
She dives in, he dives in. No, he dives in, but he's stuck, isn't he?
He's got almost like a noose around his neck.
So that's a really tense bit as well. Yeah. And then the monster comes to him, jumps in the water, he thinks I'm fucked here.
Toast.
Yeah. But it turns out they can't swim.
That's why the island makes so much sense.
It makes so
Those
much
big
sense.
gangly arms that they can't swim.
So that scene was probably one of the tensest scenes in the whole.
My question about it, because when obviously he was making a lot of noise with the belt, was it two?
I think it was two.
Wasn't it? Two turned up, but in the rest of the first one and the second one, especially the big explosion in where the baby is and that, and where Emily Blunt's getting back to her in the fire and everything like that, when that big tube thing falls, only one turns up.
Yeah.
So what? There's never.
It's strange. He said, didn't he, that Emmett, Cillian Murphy's character, that apparently only 3 are in one place, didn't he? He said,
did he?
Yeah. He says, and if you manage to kill one just comes in and takes its sort of place. So in each area, there's only like 3. And then they're all dotted about.
What are you worried about then?
Yeah.
Easy.
Just keep putting the radio on. Shoot them in face.
But luckily, he saved the ear thing. What's it called?
The
hearing aid in his mouth.
Brilliant.
He saved it. Lovely. Get on the boat and off they go.
That hearing aid, I ain't worried about water.
So they get over to the island, and this is where we meet Digimon's character.
Can I say about this? Obviously, I think we all watched it. It was very Lost, like the show Lost. When they got to this island, you know, when they met the others, and they all had a little community there, and their houses, it's all living a life of Riley. It was all lovely, having
Radio
barbecues, radios on TV. They don't have TVs, but they're all playing about on people on swings, barbecues, fires going off.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, really nice. I'll let you take the scene, Brad, because
well, I didn't like this scene.
yeah, that's why I'm taking it.
Oh, right. How did you know? I'm going to talk about it, have we? Fair play. Foresight. Yeah, I thought it wasn't good at all. It lasted for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
They didn't even give us time to relate to this place or connect with this place. Absolutely no time at all.
Yeah.
The good bit was when Emmett was out there and he heard the banging and he saw the boat, because he knew one of them was on the boat, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it couldn't jump into the water, so he knew it's now on the
I'm
island.
unsure though about that, because how was it on the boat how didn't it kill them when they was going to the island?
No, that was another boat. So she
was it? I thought it was their boat.
She pulls him out onto a rowing boat sort of thing, innit?
Yeah.
She pulls him out, but then
okay.
don't you remember he's in the water and he's looking at one of them on top of the boat. The other one jumps in and is like drowning.
Oh, yeah, that's it, yeah.
And that one on that boat, some gets drifted into this island.
I must say, fantastic upper body strength for that young girl to drag. He's so swift.
I said that to just
so quick.
come here. But you meet Digimon Honsu. He's got this great community out there. He's the one who's been playing this song, Beyond the Sea, etc., which the little girl's figured out. And it's just this community which then this now one of the monsters is there, and
Before we get into the destruction of that place, I genuinely thought once Cillian Murphy and Emmett and Regan sit down and they're just sort of enjoying it, the peace, and they all sit there looking out to the water and that.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to go, right, we have to go back and get Mum and that now.
Yeah,
and then I thought he was going to go, nah, I'll stay here. Actually, thank you.
I'm beyond the sea. But yeah, nothing more to say. Obviously, it does all go wrong, and he's running back. That's quite a cool bit when he's running back, saying "Get inside again."
Yeah.
One sort of shotty thing, and he's running, and it's just killing people. As crazy, they're not eating them, just killing everyone inside.
So quick.
They all just didn't have a plan. They're literally like, there's an apocalypse going on. Regardless of you being on an island, their plan was, I'll drive in a car.
Yeah.
And make some noise. Didn't really have a plan other than hide. It wasn't
very fast in the rest of the film. Though.
yeah.
And he's reversing that car for a lot of it.
So the scene wasn't very good for me. Honsu dies instantly later because, and in fairness, you would worry going, I can't. Where is it? Is it gone back with my family?
Yeah.
So
I think your family was toast.
Yeah. So I just didn't think that was a very good scene. I've put that down. One of my gripes of the.
And it was very much just before he's killed, where he's standing with his back to the shutter or the garage door with a little gap.
Stepping a little bit closer.
Yeah, it was very much you're about to be killed.
Yeah,
you knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Also, that bit was in the trailer. He gets dragged out underneath.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very horror that.
So, but that's all I've got to say on that one.
But you want to take the last scene because it's flawless.
Oh, flawless. Oh, it's top drawer. I don't want to end on a gripe, so let me just say one more gripe.
Gripe away.
Where were the effects from her childbirth? Anyway, right, so move on. I did think that was a bit silly.
Yeah.
It was immediately after giving birth.
Yeah.
That the same night, and her only symptom was a limp because of the now.
Very true.
Hey, she's a strong woman. She's got to do what she's got to do.
That's the only other silly thing. But anyway, this final scene was brilliant, and this is why I loved being back in the cinema. I did have some moments like you, and I do have that thought about cinema. I was a little bit tainted now after this last year. But this scene was why it's great.
In fact, you can't pause it anymore.
But yeah, obviously you had the boy was annoying me the whole way through the film. I couldn't stand him. I didn't like the daughter from the original, from the first film. So I'm not connected to these characters at all. But then this scene comes, and obviously where they are, so he is with his mum, Evelyn, did you say it was? Emily Blunt. And they're trapped in that tanker shutting thing, and they're completely sort of blocked in by this monster.
I think it's a furnace.
No, I think it's
in
all right.
a furnace.
They're completely trapped in, and they have nowhere to go. The monster's trying to get them, and simultaneously, Emmett and Regan are at luckily find a radio station. She gets into that's quite a good bit. She gets in there. That was tense.
Yeah, because it looked like she was going to knock everything over
my
at each
God.
moment, wasn't it?
When the drawer was open,
no!
And she shuts it. Anyway, she's sneaking in. Emmett has to open the thing. And anyway, she gets into the studio and then starts setting up all the things. And again, it keeps switching back and two to the boy and the girl, and they're both in trouble.
Yeah.
And then she just slaps her hearing aid on air, clicks on air.
She took her time with that.
She took her time with it. Pressed the button.
Yeah,
I don't know why she needed to be so close. Anyway, and she pressed on air, put the slap to hearing aid on, and the music changed. It was so good. And then it was like they I got a bit emotional here. It was like, this sounds a bit silly, but it was the point of it. They channeled their dad.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, and they both took charge and saved. Emmett was down with a bad leg. His mum's got the baby gone. And they both walk forward.
There's a claw in her leg.
Yeah,
as well.
claw in her leg. Yeah, completely hurt. And then they both walk forward to the song and the music, and it keeps going back and forward. And he's got the gun, the boy, and she's got this pole that she just sticks in on mic stand, whatever. But the way they do it, it was so good.
Yeah.
Do you know what it reminded me?
What?
Right, that whole scene, that radio station, reminded you of Stranger Things. I don't really know why.
Actually,
it was
yes.
just like the
A bit
lighting
like
of
11
it.
as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that worked really. The two simultaneous scenes, I thought that was really good.
Really good.
Great
If
ending.
the boy walking forward with the radio and that, and very good ending.
Very good.
I was really surprised when it just ended.
I was as well.
Jane said
it
to me,
just
was
stopped,
that it?
didn't it?
Yeah.
I was a bit
Honestly,
like,
as well.
Screen went black, and I thought it was going to maybe jump forward and see how things are now. I do have a gripe.
Okay, let's give us the gripe. Give us the gripe.
I'll tell you my gripe. So, we don't know if this is a worldwide invasion. Right? If it's only landed in America, then they ain't swimming
Yes,
across.
yeah.
So we don't know. We don't know that anyway. But everyone would have to have an old CB radio, know the exact frequency for this screech of hearing aid, and actually the ability to use a radio nowadays in this.
Yeah.
And it's only a one radio station. We know, Capital FM. You drive 30 miles away, that ain't working.
Yeah.
You don't get it anymore. So it's a great idea for the, for what they've got there at that town or whatever, and maybe not big radius around. It's not the solution for everyone.
Yeah. Well, he said he's got ideas for sequels, didn't he? So
Yeah, apparently, it looks like it's
will
well, and
be
after how
explained.
successful they're doing it's coming.
But where'd you go with it though?
No, this is my.
Is it them? Or is it the family? Because if it was me, and I was Emmett and Regan, and I would go back, get Emily Blunt and the kid and the baby, go back to the houses, live a happy life. Just don't risk yourself going to get however many more people is, because there's only going to be a finite amount of food and resources as well.
Yeah.
So where'd you go with it, really?
I suppose they've got to leave the country. The next film has got to be Emily and Co. Getting to this island.
Or it's going to be having to up the ante, and it's like a war.
Yeah.
And it's like not war, but there's an actual group with the resources to actually fight them, and it may be a bit like that. It's the only way I would not be. I would go and watch it. I would.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be compelled again if it's just what's the next chapter of these lot and the kids.
Yeah, I agree,
wouldn't be compelled with that. I need some new characters, a new story. Are they fighting back? Is the aliens evolved in some way? I don't know. I really don't know.
You don't really get a sense in. Oh, certainly not the first one, but even in this one, you don't really get a sense of how many people are actually left.
No, you don't.
About,
at all.
you know what I mean?
At all.
Let's say generously 20, 25 people on that little island.
Yeah.
Maximum 30. There was no more than that there. Obviously, you got Emmett, and you've got them four with a baby. So, and then you got all the weird people who got killed at the docks.
Yeah.
It doesn't really get a sense of how many people is actually still left.
Yeah.
There can't be that many. Because not many people could be that savvy to be like a John Krasinski.
Be quiet.
And be,
I'm going.
But it's interesting, but I don't know where you go with it.
I must say, and everyone knows my thoughts on kids in films and TV, but I must say the kids in this films were fucking champions.
Yeah.
They were brilliant. And I always look at kids and think, oh, you're really annoying, but they wasn't. And a special shout out to Regan, Millicent Simmons.
That's what I put in the review.
She
her
was
especially.
fantastic. And she's deaf in real life as well.
She is,
So she's overcome her own struggles, and she was just a warrior. And I could watch a film. If the next one, she's the main, she was in this, really.
Yeah.
If the next film is about her, I'm all for it. Because I think she was fantastic.
That was going to be my question to you, because you've moaned quite a lot about kids in film, which is a fair point.
Yeah.
To most of what you said, but she was brilliant.
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. And
really
she
good.
was, like, go back to your point, was very much channeling what John Krasinski wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was all her.
He was really annoying me, the boy, though, up until the final. Why did he leave?
Yeah, that annoyed
With
me.
his binoculars.
Yeah.
I would me and Jade, and Jade's
Also,
the same.
actually, can I ask a question about that? Because it seemed like a big reveal when he went upstairs and there was all like drawings.
I don't
of people,
know.
And then the woman, that was his wife, and
Yeah,
Emmett's
it was his
wife.
wife, yeah.
But didn't
don't know.
Emmett just lie about? Didn't he lie earlier on in the film about how she died? Then
Well, he said no, she was ill. He said she was ill and they had to leave the house because of screams.
do you know what? At one point, and it's really dark fault, but I'm gonna put it out there. There was, because he keeps a drawing of, I guess, his child in his pocket, and whatever. And then it was that point when he's traveling with Regan, and then the boy goes up and sees his dead wife, and then sees all these drawings of quite a lot of children. They weren't all the same pictures.
Yeah.
I thought about, is he going with poor old Regan and he's going to turn on her or something?
That is a dark.
Yeah.
You're correct.
It was, but I thought it was really weird, that bit that he went up there, saw his wife's dead body, and then there was loads of drawings of children or people. I don't know who they
must
were.
admit, I know what you're trying to say. I thought, and so did Jade, I thought there was a twist coming.
I did.
I thought there was, and it's not fine. It was still a good movie, but it did feel like a twist was coming and that's probably because they were doing three, bit like The Witcher, three like stories all in going all at one time. It was just a bit, and it looked like something was going to happen. A reveal would happen in one moment, and it would jump to the other one, and they don't know. But it was still a good film.
So I didn't get that when he went up and he was shocked by
don't
seeing
know.
a dead body and then all the pictures. I was like, I don't really know what that means. That there wasn't. Was there something behind that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he told him the story that his wife just died of illness. And
If you know, guys, tell us.
yeah, please do. Like, honestly, please do. Can I shout out a comment? I won't bait out the person who said it, but someone put the comment on. Well, it was two actually. I'll mention two. One of them was, "This is the best sequel to a movie ever."
And that's how he said it.
Yeah, it was a voice note actually. But it does make me question what films have you seen to say that.
I ain't seen 7 out of 2 of like.
Absolutely not.
It's a really strong comment for
Very strong.
for a film that's
An hour and a half.
An hour and a half film. It didn't feel that long either. No. To be, it was an hour and a half, so whatever. But it was very strong comment for that.
Yeah.
And then the other one I just need to shout out. I was going to name and shame, but I won't bother now. We put up our review, and the comment was, "You couldn't be any more wrong." Now my gripe is, it's our review, it's our opinions, much like we've said this evening.
By one person, review by. So it's not even our collective, it's one person.
That was mine,
opinion.
That was mine. But like we've done today, we can't be wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Film critics can say whatever they want. We're not film critics. We're just the general audience who go to films and enjoy them for what they are.
Yeah.
So that can't be wrong. That's our opinion. So just remember it, even when you've listened to this now. Don't come at us and go, no.
Please, guys.
If we said something wrong about a scene, fair enough, you can come at us. But, anyway.
Oh, moving on.
Yes.
Yeah?
Right, what's on our screens?
No jingle.
No jingle.
I was getting there.
I've got nothing on my screens, actually.
Oh, God.
Well, I've got
Busy,
plans.
are we?
Well, bank holiday, I mean. I was building a shed, come on.
I've got quite a bit if you want me to run through.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to watch.
Oh, go on then.
I'm going to start The Witcher.
Oh,
Hey.
it's about them.
Yeah,
time.
you need
So
to do it.
by next week, I should be on episode 3 or 4, because I'm going to session.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
So I'll let you know.
Let us know once you've watched the whole season. That'd be a good little.
Yeah.
I'll be interested in that.
I've got two quick ones. If
Go
you've
on.
got
No,
a lot,
you do
I'll
yours
go
first,
first.
yeah.
I finished Viking season 1.
Yeah.
Pretty shitty end to season 1.
Yeah, fair point.
It doesn't, nothing happens.
Fair point.
I thought there was going to be another episode. There isn't.
Yeah.
Season 2. I won't go into it, but it's a pretty crappy. I do like the series though. I'm looking forward to watching the
Fair
series.
play.
And I've continued with Bad Batch. It's fine. That's it. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
Segue on to mine. I'll start with I had Bad Batch. That's not a good show.
No?
It's not anything on Clone Wars.
I will watch it because I'm like that, and I probably will watch it. There's a lot left. If basically this Bad Batch are useless, but they wasn't. They keep they're literally in this latest episode. They go to this like I'll call it a fortress place, get captured in 10 seconds, and then the little girl saves them again.
Yeah.
And it's just all about them getting themselves in bother, and she saves them. Why is this? I don't understand it.
Like from the Clone Wars, they was like the best of the best. Like think of SAS compared to regular army bods.
And Middleton.
Don't get me wrong. Army. I'm not saying anything to do with the army. Army's great and they do the good job, but that was
Step
like the
above.
elite unit.
Yeah.
And now,
And in like the episode before that, the main hunter gets knocked down by this alien, and she has to go and save the day and find the thing back. It's just constant. That's just it. And it's like it really isn't good from what. And I'm comparing it to the brilliant stuff Star Wars and Lucasfilm have done. But I will carry on watching it. But at the minute, I just can't believe how different. I'm really let down this year by Disney Plus. I just am.
Yeah, that's
just
fair
I gotta
comment.
be honest. I'm really underwhelmed with Disney Plus this
comment.
year.
well,
Then
got Loki next Wednesday.
that's
We'll
the
see what
one.
happens.
Fingers crossed. Then I watched just a quick one. I watched Last Blood Rambo, the latest Rambo film. God, that's bad. Shouldn't have watched it because I'm a big fan.
Anything good in it at all?
Yeah, there is a good. The end scene is whole scene is good. It basically is about 100 Mexicans, and he's built like trenches in his farm, and he's literally it says come down and play.
Yeah.
And then he kills about 100 people in all different manners of ways, like Home Alone R-rated, basically. But I wish I didn't watch it because it did taint John Rambo for me.
See, Joker.
No, but that wasn't like...
I know. Yeah, good.
Right, and then Lucifer's back. Me and Jay decided watching it. It is a guilty pleasure. I know it's got a big fan base, but sorry to anyone. It's not like a brilliant show. I know there's people out there that love it. I do really enjoy it, but it's not a brilliant show, but it's a guilty pleasure. Me and Jade are really enjoying it. The one we just watched today was a musical. Say no more.
Why do they always do that?
I don't know.
Series.
I do not know.
Really odd.
And lastly, a bit like Connor with his Lupin,
yes.
French production, I watched Ragnarok, Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Norwegian production. It's dubbed over. I've watched a couple episodes in like subtitles because it's easier.
Yeah.
But yes, I just watch it because I love Norse mythology and all that. Good.
I watched the trailer for that. I thought that was god awful.
I can understand why people would. It's very low budget Norwegian production. It's like sound production, Norwegian company. It's all in Norway and everything, but it's very true to like the mythology of it. So I quite like it, and it's not great, but I watch season 2. I watched season 1 last year, I think it was. Season 2 this year. Cool.
Yeah.
That's me.
Scraps?
Box of scraps!
Box of scraps time. I've got no scraps, but I will just say up top, Cruella came out.
Oh, yes.
I will be ordering it and watching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'll give my review on it.
It's got some good positive reviews.
That's what I was about to say. I've heard a lot of good things. A lot of people are saying it doesn't feel like a Disney film. It's a step away from Disney, a brand new origin of Cruella, and it just really works. So I'll let you know what I think.
Oh, that'd be interesting to see. Yeah. Fair play.
But no scraps.
Any scrappies?
I have one, but I want to save it to the end.
All right, let's get it. Right, so I put it on the on our Twitter, but James Gunn basically said and he's quite good at talking back on Twitter. To be fair, James Gunn seems to answer a lot of fan questions. And someone asked about a Brightburn sequel, and he confirmed that they are in talks about it now.
Yeah,
I think we had a quick chat about it. I think you've seen it, Con.
I haven't watched it yet now.
But me and Craig
I'll be up
liked
for
the
it.
film.
Yeah,
I think he was producer on it, and it could go on. It could lead on. It left on a way it could lead. I'd very much like to see it. Dark. Next, I've got this was just hilarious. The Flash sequence in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
For me, this is personal. I'm not stating for everyone. That's one of the best comic book moments. Not the best, as obviously, say no more. But one of the best comic book moments I've seen in my life. And the reason Warner Brothers took that out was they didn't understand it.
So shit.
Confirmed that, by the way.
Dear.
They didn't understand what do you mean by Flash Speed Force and all that? What do you mean? They didn't know their character.
Why do they need to understand
Exactly
it?
that. That's what everyone was saying. You don't need to know. Trust your directors and that. Anyway, I just thought that just sums up Warner Brothers on Slash Discovery.
Wait, but they have the Flash series where the whole thing is about Speed Force.
If you had the answers, Craig, tell them because I don't know.
Get them out.
Suck it, Warner.
But Eddie, suck it, Warner Brothers. Suck it. Then lastly, this is great if this comes to play. Zack Snyder, he confirms extreme interest and actually started writing a adaptation movie for Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns comic, which is massive.
Very famous comic.
So, could be Jeffrey D. Morgan, because obviously it's an older Batman stuff, and it's dark, and he basically said, I'd do it like not Watchmen in that sense, but frame by frame, gritty, dirty, like dark.
Yeah.
And that would be top draw. But anyway, that's all I've got. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's the show.
No.
Oh, no.
I've been waiting.
Just
want to come watch Cruella.
We're waiting patiently for this because this one is going to get used to.
Go.
So, whether you heard it rumoured or whatever, but if you have heard the cast, don't say it. So there's a Jamie Vardy film.
Yes.
Have you read the cast?
I've read the cast.
No, what the people that
maybe. So there's a Jamie Vardy film for any American listeners. Just look him up. He's basically he used to work in a shop and he's won the Premier League. That's the be all and end of it. Great story. Doesn't need a film. That's all. But it's all that's been banged about on for us in England, any Premier League lovers or anything like that. It's all that's been going on. However, there's three rumoured castings for it as Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
First one, Robert Pattinson.
Oh, bloody hell.
Second one, Zac Efron.
No.
You can't have
That
them.
is crazy.
The third one, Louis Tomlinson from One Direction.
Get him.
What on earth? You can't. I'm sorry, you can't have either of them. For anyone who doesn't know, Jamie Vardy is an ugly-looking bloke, right?
Oh, yeah.
You cannot have any one of them three. Even Louis Tomlinson, he's a bit alternative-looking, isn't he, for One Direction? But you can't have them, especially Zac Efron.
You can't.
You can't have Zac
that is
Efron.
Crazy.
And also, get an English person because he's one of the most English people you're going to see.
Yeah.
Not Zac Efron. Come on.
Maybe make a film of David Beckham first for Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
For looks wise, absolute disgrace that Zac Efron's in this conversation. Yeah. And is that really serious? Batman, the current Batman, who has just signed a deal with Warner Brothers, is going to go, I'll tell you what, Jamie Vardy biopic, I'm in. As if that's going to happen.
Maybe he's a Leicester fan.
It
It could be his dream.
Maybe so.
But it just sounds awful. And the three, one why is Louis Tomlinson even considered? I know Harry Styles is doing some acting stuff, but you don't all have to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Imagine Zac Efron pretending to be working in what was it? Where did Jamie Vardy used to be? Was it like a supermarket or something?
I can't remember where it
Was it a Sports Direct or something like that? It was like a budget-ish shop, wasn't it? He used to work. Imagine Zac Efron pretending to be English and working in a shop.
Hey, bloke.
Yeah, it would be that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, that's it. That's all.
Great ending.
Right, that's the show. Bit of a longer one today, but obviously we're recording later, so a bit more news for you, so a bit more juicy. Weekly Cut, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. Go check us out. Back next week. Hopefully, we're hopeful that we'll have a Spider-Man trailer or teaser.
We'll definitely have the first episode of Loki. No, we won't, because we'll do it on Monday.
I was about to say.
But we'll have all the latest news, so come back and listen to us again. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Love it, guys. Thank you.
Bye.